Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tides of Death. How are two of my four favorite players in the world doing today?
We're good.
Yeah, doing good.
Good. So, today we're not going to have a normal session of Tides of Death. Today we're going to be looking at the happenings on Sulfur Island, on the new town that our party has founded. And so we're going to kind of step away from our main heroes and characters after last episode of Around the Rim and work on some of our more localized characters. You'll notice that two of our players are not here today. They're unable to make it, which is why we're doing this special session. So let's start off with who is on Sulfur Island, and then we will make characters for the people that will play, and we'll see where it takes us. Who did we send to Sulfur Island?
Well, Calfu's here at least, or James as he was formerly known, who I'm going to be playing, I think. But there's also John Brafey, right? He's the guy in charge.
Yes.
Maybe, because we were saying to John that he has to choose a few people to be his bodyguards, don't we?
Yes.
Remember, like we sort of said to him that you need to make sure that you're guarded here. So maybe that's what Calfu's doing.
I did not write down everyone who went over here. Maybe I left it on... We do it on the main base. We might have just organized tokens. Bobby, John Brophy, and Euclid? That sounds like who went over there.
Bobby, John, Brophy, and Euclid. That sounds about right.
Yeah. But there's more than just that, right? There was a whole group of them.
Yeah, there was like 60 people, but
those were the named ones. And we're also adding Kalfu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's over there.
Okay. The rest of these are all just staying and chilling. Okay. Great. Oh, and Sora needs her name tag. Fantastic. There we go. Okay. And MrMouton, you wanted to roll a new character. Is this someone who's on Sulfur Island, or is this for someone who's going to be back at the base to switch out with Nilrum from time to time?
Probably someone who is back at the base but can get picked up from Sulfur Island. I don't mind if they're on Sulfur Island.
Okay.
Most of the new people are on Sulfur Island, so it makes sense for him to be there if he's one of these people.
Probably they're helping set up, and then we'll swap them every once in a while.
Okay, I have created a character
sorry.
sheet for you called New Muton.
Are we saying that our secondary characters would be in the base? I think maybe it makes more sense for them to be on the island. That's kind of like the second storyline, right?
There. We might as well make them on the island, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think there's like a whole separate storyline there of these people trying to make things work on the island.
Mm-hmm. So John Brophy's the boss. Euclid is his bodyguard? Was that what we had determined?
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Because Euclid was like a level 3 or 5 fighter.
There's also that woman, right, who was on the boat that we stole. She was like level 6.
Sora.
People keep
Shana?
talking about
Yeah.
her.
Sora.
Where's she?
You want her to be on the island or back at base?
I don't know.
Has she
No,
been
she's probably at
sufficiently-
base. She's probably
has she
too
been
dangerous to be.
sufficiently like indoctrinated yet, or no?
I
We
think
would
she's
have
still at
Wiley
the
kind of
base.
working on it.
Yeah.
Okay, still at base. Got
She's
it.
not indoctrinated enough yet.
I'm going to just slightly rearrange
that's-
these so
oh,
there's
there we go.
less confusion. But the Islanders over here. Yeah, and the locals over here. Great.
Let's see the stat roll then, Moon.
Let's do it.
What are we rolling?
Well.
Then you have some kind of fancy command that you can put in to roll a whole character now.
You want 3d6 or 46? D1.
Well, how did you make your characters? What was the stat rolls that we used for
No one
did
had an
40.
18, so I assume 40, 61.
We
Okay,
did
so
40-61.
Let's just do 40-61.
All right. 1, 2. How many do you need?
7.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Jack, fucking Mr. Average.
Mr. Average, yeah.
Super
Jesus.
average.
That's more average than Malachi. That's like this must be a long lost McGarry. That's a McGarry roll right there.
That's actually a McGarry roll, yeah. Do you have point buy or no?
I do have a point buy system.
If
that
you do,
I have
if I can do a
created.
point buy, because I want to do someone high in perception and like decent at strength, but shooting and everything else.
Okay. Let me find my point buy system over here, because
This-
like all things I
this
do,
is-
it's needlessly complicated.
Is this what we do, Neil? Now we allow rolling the stats and then doing point buy if it's not good
Yeah,
enough.
you're
is
like,
that-
I'd rather a point buy system maybe.
We're playing sort of fast and loose with some of these things. Let's
You've
not
just got to make sure
take
someone on the
precedence.
island has those stats. That way the realism is maintained.
There we go.
This would be his
Okay.
twin.
So where are you, Mr. Moon? Here you go. Here's a link to a Google Doc. You're gonna need to like make a copy of it for yourself. And then there's the box on the left side with the green, and you put the number of stats that you want there, and then it'll kick out the total number of points that it costs.
What starting stats am I at?
Nothing. There are no starting stats. You just tell me you just put in the stats that you want, and you get a number of points equal to
Points total.
heroic
yeah.
characters, which are 360
Okay,
points.
360.
Nice.
Thank you.
Okay. So while he is point buying character, Nick, did you want to make a character as well? Or are you just playing Kalpo?
I'm gonna play Kalfu. Yeah, I like him.
Okay.
I mean, he's basically a blank slate anyway. He's just got a bit of history.
Yeah, he was a former White Prince's soldier.
Yeah.
Turned to your
exactly.
side.
He's done like a Cat Stevens, when he like changed his name after he converted to Islam. It's kind of like what's happened here. Like he's like, okay, I'm going to be a devout follower of the God under the sea, but my name is James, so maybe I should think of something a bit more cool.
Right.
Yeah.
So Kalpu has 17 strength, 11 dex, 11 con, 14 int, 11 willpower, 7 charisma, 12 perception, and 10 hotness.
Yeah. So he's kind of a run-of-the-mill fighter, but he's smarter than your average fighter.
And he's strong,
He's got
too.
something behind the eyes. Yeah, he's strong. But on the surface, he just looks like the big guy with the axes that looks like he can fight. But actually, he's pretty smart. But he's not very charismatic, so it doesn't come across all the time. He's not very good at like speaking. He kind of stumbles over his words a little bit sometimes, but
Right.
he's smart.
Right. He should have a spear proficiency at the bare minimum because he was a White Princess soldier, so he needs to know how to use a spear.
That's fine. You can add that in. I've got enough int to have. I never finished filling in his non-weapon proficiencies, but we're gonna have swimming in there, obviously. What else would the White Prince's guards be trained in?
He would have
quick
heraldry,
question.
and yeah.
Is it actually 400 because we're assuming 7 stats instead of assuming 6?
Ooh, that is yes, correct. It's 400. Good catch.
Yeah, I'll fill in the rest of his secondary skills at another time.
Great. Okay. You do need to roll Kalfu's most important score, the score that John has forever lost, his grub skill. John's grub skill is now a 0, by the way, in case you didn't know.
Even after all these years, I still don't know how to understand that. That means that he doesn't care how food tastes.
You have no enjoyment of food or drink. 0.
Okay.
12. Okay. It's not bad.
I'm ready for my character.
All right, tell me how you arranged your stats.
I have 118. It's going to be in either perception or strength. I think I'm going to do perception. I'm going to stay true to it.
Yes.
I have 117. Give me perception or strength, whichever one. I have 116. That's going to be in con. 2 8s and 1 7.
Ooh. 2 8s
Hold on.
and 1. Hold on, that's
That's
only.
only 3. That's only 6. I gotta.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
you
bring
gotta
that
drop
16
one.
down to a 14 then. Yeah.
Yeah, and by the by, the 18's got to be in perception. No
Perception, that's
point by
fine.
18
Absolutely
strength
fine.
characters. Okay, that's
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
yeah.
18 perception.
Yeah.
How do you even
fine.
get 18 perception?
I said I was gonna have a character with 18 perception.
I know, yeah, but like, what's the? I feel like that's got to be no character. Nobody has 18 in perception, so it's got to be justified.
It's gonna be like Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's just
Okay.
like
Justify
super
18
ADD
perception.
and always like looking around at everything around him and not really paying attention to the conversations, but like involved in the world. Maybe I don't know.
Can you just
Okay.
put Calfu stats in the point bar and just see how many short term?
Yeah. He's got 117. Tell me what he's got.
3 11s, a 14, a 7, and a 12.
14, 7, and a 12. Helfu has 345 points, which is above an average character if we're doing 7 stats. It's well above average.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. A heroic character would have 400 points. An average character would have 230. He's at 345, so he is more heroic than average by far.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even if I want to make the most of those points, I'd have to bump Con up by 3 points to get something out of it. So, then that's gonna happen. Fantastic. Okay.
So
While Moot does that, let's see what's Calfu doing now.
well, what is Kalfu's position on the island? Is he also a bodyguard, or is he just doing his own thing? Why is he here? What is he going to do? Is he a trader, a merchant, a hunter, a warrior, a bodyguard?
He's a warrior. He's definitely a warrior. I think he just didn't like being shut up in the base and, guarding a new island. That's kind of what he was doing before. So
Okay.
I think in an ideal world, he'd be with Sail. But whilst he can't be doing that, he wants to be on an island, guarding, basically. Acting as intimidation. But I think he's just going to be on the island doing his own thing, just with all the new
Right.
people.
Well, there's a whole bunch of undead scattered around. Some of them have left the area around the town, and we talked about your party coming here and sort of clearing out most of the undead. And the people who remain here will occasionally run across one who wandered off and is now wandering back, or who was trapped in a room that no one saw before. So why don't we, while Mooton fleshes out more of his character and details, why don't we talk about Halfu's first discovery on the island?
Yeah, let's do it.
I think one of the jobs that the more warrior-based folks are involved in is making sure that there are no undead left to harass people or bother them. Just sort of clearing out the remainder of the nearby undead. And so that's what Kalfu's doing. He's walking around with his 2 axes, his 2-weapon fighting style, his ambidexterity,
It's face paint.
his face paint, right?
Yeah.
And he goes he finds a house that's sort of been mostly collapsed in this area. And going in, there's a trap door in one of the rooms that he opens up and can see there are 4 skeletons in here that have fallen down into the basement. And then the trapdoor must have closed behind them, or maybe someone else came and closed the trapdoor at some point. Maybe they got in through the cellar before the cellar door collapsed. Who knows? But for now, there are 4 skeletons in this basement, kind of close to the area where everyone else is.
Yeah.
Fairly deep into town. Now, at first glance, these are just monsters to be destroyed and, make the area safe again. But this is also an unusual opportunity where you have 4 skeletons, 4, what did we call them? Not undying.
Oathsworn.
4 Oathsworn who are stuck and can't hurt anybody and pose no threat and can be observed. Now, is this the thing that Kalfu cares about? He's not Nelrum. He's not Sail. He's not involved in the divinings of the undead or in the great theologies of the world, at least not yet.
No.
But even
no.
Kalfu recognizes an opportunity when he sees one.
Well, I think what happens is, he's been going around the town, sort of killing the skeletons on autopilot as he sees them. And because these are like down a ladder or something, I assume, or in a basement, he can't just immediately attack them. So he sort of opens the trapdoor, sees them, and then has a little bit of time to think. What should I do? And he starts like looking around for like rocks to drop on them or something like that, and then realizes, maybe these guys being down here is not the worst thing in the world, and instead. He'll open it up and sort of stand at the top of the trapdoor looking down at them. How are they reacting? Are they like clambering at the wall? Is there a ladder? Are they trying to climb it?
The one closest to the hatch, its skull tilts up towards you. The others are, one of them is just standing and staring, I guess, at a wall, because that's all there is down there. And then the two others are sort of walking about very, very slowly.
The one that's looking at me, it's just stopped and it's just looking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will I move my hand around and see if it's it'll follow my hand with its eyes. Black of eyes.
Its skull does not turn on its neck.
What if I kind of like stand up from the edge of the trapdoor and sort of just walk around the hole in the door?
Yes.
Just move away from it.
It will follow you, but it seems that you have to move at least a certain amount before its head turns. It's got like an angle within which it can see, and then it doesn't bother moving unless you leave that angle, and then it like tilts to follow you.
Yeah, that's interesting because it doesn't actually use its eyes to see. It just sort of has an awareness of its perception. What was I going to say? So it doesn't seem to be. It seems to understand that it's stuck.
Mm-hmm.
It's not it's not clambering trying to climb the wall. It seems like it knows that it can't get to me.
Seemingly.
And there's no ladder, right?
No, there is no ladder. Or there is a ladder, but it's down on the ground in the basement.
So it's not smart enough to know to put the ladder back up.
Certainly.
Okay.
Can it even climb a ladder? Is it smart enough to climb a ladder? That's also maybe, probably, right? That's not a hard thing.
I'll get okay, one of No, you're smarter than that. I'll find a stick or something. Can I find a stick?
You get a stick.
Yeah, I want to try and poke the stick towards it. Does it try and grab it? Does it react?
The stick pokes towards the skeleton. It does not recognize it as a threat, seemingly, because it lets you poke it with the stick once.
Mm-hmm. What about if I try and as if say someone was trapped down there, I might offer them a stick, as in grab hold of this and I'll pull you up. Is it interesting?
It does not seem to recognize an offer of grabbing the stick. No, if you just leave it hanging in the air, it just stares at you.
Okay, I pull the stick back up. I'll throw it to the side. I'm going to close the trapdoor again, and I'm going to try and search the house for another way down.
Yeah, you can quickly search the house. You'll find that the only ways into this cellar are through the trapdoor in what remains of the kitchen, and the cellar entrance on the outside, which has been covered with rubble and rocks.
Yeah, he might try and, just out of interest of studying these things, is going to try and uncover the back entrance.
You've got time.
So,
it'll take you an hour or so to uncover it appropriately. And then
I put my axes down, leaning against the house, and I'll start just lifting these rocks and throwing them. By the time he's finished, the sweat is washing away some of the white face paint that he's got on his face in the shape of a sort of semi-skull. Wiping away the sweat. Finally, what do I see? Is the door caved in? Or is it working? Is it still closed?
Ooh, let's roll a die to determine if the door was crushed by the falling rocks. If it was opened enough, then you would know that it's open before you finish uncovering everything. If it was closed, you would also know that in time. This is a saving throw, thick wood versus crushing blow. The door is intact. Unlocked. Okay. It's just, two heavy doors, wooden doors that have been piled with rock and debris for a while.
So, Kalfu will pick his axes back up. He has one of them in his right hand, and the other one. I don't know. Is there a way you can sheath axes?
No, usually their heads are just open. You can get a sheath for an axe, and it involves
No,
some
but,
like
like, I mean,
buckles and
sorry.
clips. But
Like, how would you attach it to yourself when you're not using it? I mean,
if it's a hand axe, you can tuck it into your belt. But that's pretty limited because you wouldn't want it to like turn and bump
Yeah.
into your body. But for like short term, you just need to put it somewhere for a moment. You can tuck it into your belt.
yeah. Okay, so he's got one axe in his right hand, one sort of tucked away, and then with his left hand, as quietly as he can, he's going to try and open the door.
Yeah, the door opens, sunlight spills into the area below, and immediately the skeletons move towards you.
Yeah, are they like running? Are
No.
they curious? Does it seem more curious? Like, oh, I heard a noise, and I'm going to see what that is.
You know, there's not enough to really read on the skeletons. They don't
Yeah,
they don't
okay.
really emote much. They're sort of just bones, and they turn towards you, and there's no expression, and they come at you.
Okay, once I hear them coming, I slam the door and lock it again.
There is no lock for the door. The skeletons begin to push on the back of the cellar door, and give me an opposed strength check. There are more of them than there are of you, but you have the upper high ground, so I'm going to just say the bonus and penalties are wash, and we'll do a single opposed strength check.
I'm also coordinated in a way that they're not.
Yes, but they have the strength of the undead. They do not tire, they never flag, and there are more of them. Monsters, skeleton. Strength check. They push on the door. You can hold it down. You get the impression that with the geometry involved, you can hold this door shut against them for as long as you need. But they won't tire.
Is
They will keep pushing.
Like the door setup? Is this like a thing where I could put a broom through the
Yeah,
through
there's
the door handles?
A pair of handles. You could stick an axe through them or something.
Yeah. So I pull the axe from my belt and shove the axe between the things, hoping that I feel like that's going to hold it.
It'll hold
And
it
I
at
will,
least for a
like-
little while, but they're going to keep rattling that, and the
Yeah,
axe
yeah,
isn't
yeah.
stuck in there. Like, it might slip out and slide away with enough
Sure.
shaking.
Well, pretty quickly then. As soon as I get it in there, I take a step back. I still hold my right axe. I move my left hand from the door and see that it's holding. And then from there, now I'm going to loop back around the house. And I'm going to crouch down by the entrance and I'm going to shout, "Hey!" And see if the skeletons will come back this way.
You shout, hey, and one skeleton, the one that couldn't make it to the door, comes back over towards you and reaches its skeletal arms up towards the hole for a few moments, trying to grasp at
I
you, but
shout,
it
I
cannot.
shout again loudly, and if I can just like grab like even a small stone from near me on the ground, I will throw it at the skeleton down there.
Yeah, you can ping the skeleton down there with a small stone. The other ones continue their shaking of a door. But this one, you have its attention.
Yeah, well, I was kind of trying to see how easy they were to manipulate. Seeing this one here now, I'm going to stand back up and I'll go back over to the door. And I'm going to kind of wait there. See if they stop pushing. I'm kind of going to wait.
You close the trapdoor and head back to the
I don't
axed
close it.
door.
I leave it open, actually.
Okay. And then you head over to the cellar door with the axe holding it shut. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the door continues to bang.
Yeah, if I feel like my axe is going to snap, I'll obviously pull it out and get ready to fight. I want to see if they're going to get bored. Because they didn't seem to be clambering at the side of the wall. Like it seems like at some point they'd given up. So I'm wondering if at some point they'll give up here.
Well, minutes pass. An hour passes. And while the time is passing, why don't we flip over to Mr. Moon, because you seem like you're done making your character?
Kind of. I had a quick question. It's one of the only campaigns I think this might work in. I want to see if I get a monster character. Not for like the bonuses or anything, but I think it could be cool to play either like a goblin, maybe a minotaur. I don't know. Do you have any ideas for like a... Would anything like that work?
Well, if you are going to be a monk, maybe that's what we can do today. Maybe Kalfu can find your character and kind of recruit him, because I don't think we've not role played getting a goblin in the town yet, right? That'd have to be played out.
To the big
Yeah.
man.
I have no problem with you playing monsters for characters. That's totally fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Goblin?
Which one would work in this campaign? Goblin?
Goblin
What's on
would work
Sulfur
fine.
Island?
Sulfur Island has plenty of monsters. There are goblinoids hanging around on Sulfur Island. There are trolls, but trolls are probably too dumb to be a proper player character. They could be like a fighting machine, but there's no RP involved with them.
Yeah,
Or,
too
only
strong
minimal.
anyway.
Yeah. Is there something that you want to play, Mr. Moon? Is Goblin cool?
I think Goblin would be cool. Goblin can be a fighter too. Be like a buff Goblin.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
skills and powers has a goblin stat block for you to play if you want.
6 strength.
Well, it's not so much as there's a minimums and maximums. Their maximum strength is 16, minimum is 5, but it comes
Fine.
with goblins roll at -1 to charisma and -1 to strength. And they can be up to a 10th level fighter, a 12th level thief, or a 9th level cleric. And they come with the following racial abilities. Movement speed 6, which sucks. Like a dwarf speed.
Makes sense, though.
Characteristic D. Yeah, because they got short, stubby legs. They have 60 feet of infravision. They have a 20% chance of detecting new construction because goblins are natural diggers and miners, so they're pretty good at like noticing new caves or buildings or structures underground.
Orc at all? Viable?
Yes, but hold on, there's still more goblin things. Let me tell you the rest of the goblin.
Yes,
stuff.
please.
Is it B, BB, and CC? Goblins are harmed by bright light. Well, no, we're not playing with that. That's not a racial trait we're doing. They have a hideous appearance. No, that's Mongerman. Sorry. CC is racial enmity. Some humanoids are the natural enemies of common demi-human races who have evolved special fighting techniques against them. Dwarves gain a +1 bonus against goblins. Yeah, so, dwarves will have a +1 to hit you, but otherwise, you're good. Orcs are available as well. There are fewer orcs in the Dardanelles, but it's possible that you could come across one. We could get that done. Anything else? Any other things that are tickling your bacon?
Orcs, minotaurs.
Kobolds?
Kobold would be cool, actually, but I don't think that it could be like a kobold fighter, right?
They can be up to 8th level fighters. That is the maximum that a kobold can attain.
What strength can they have?
They get a -1 to strength and con when they roll, and their maximum allowed strength is 15.
Yeah, see,
Yeah,
the reason I want to play a fighter, so it just gets hard,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, then an orc is probably the route to go if you want to play a fighter.
Okay.
They get +1 strength, -2 charisma. They can be up to a 10th level fighter. And they have 12 movement, infravision. They detect new construction. They can detect sloping passages.
Can't be a hobgoblin, right?
Hobgoblins are on the list as well, if you would like.
I'll check that out too.
They have 9 movement, infravision, sloping passages, new construction, detecting shifting or sliding walls, and there are people who have them as a racial enemy. Their maximum is 11th level fighter, and their stat mins and maxes are basically human. Well, they've got maximum 14 charisma and like minimum on some things, but unless you've got like a 6 con, it won't be a problem.
Do a hobgoblin. They look cool.
Okay.
Can you go over the negatives to towns being a non-humanoid creature?
Oh, yeah. Everyone is going to assume that you're a monster and attack you on sight.
Okay.
Or run from you on sight, or call the guards and have you murdered. If you're a hobgoblin coming into town in the Dardanelles, you're just... There is... In this area, you are an enemy on sight. No ifs, ands, or buts, and no amount of talking is going to get you out of it. So you have to be with the pirates, and there's not going to be much room for
It's good.
Yeah.
And last one, I think it would just be cool. I don't know what it has. Ogre? It just looks cool.
Big old dumb ogre. Yeah. Let's see. Ogres. Get +2 to strength and con, -2 to int and charisma. They can be up to 12th level fighters. They have 15 AC. They get +4 to hit points right off the bat. They have a movement rate of 9. And they are size large, so you take size large damage.
It's fine.
You can use.
Wouldn't this give you 19 strength?
I wouldn't get to that. I don't think he would let. I wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
Like that.
We would cap your. I don't know how exactly we would do it. We might have you do. I want to stay away from like 18 strength characters because they're super game breaking. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Especially
I would keep it at like 17, and I would just count the point buy as like a 15, and I would just move that. So that's fine. Yeah.
You want to do an ogre?
I actually do want to do an ogre. I think it'd be cool.
Great. Same thing applies. People in town see an ogre, they're gonna kill it or run from it.
Ogre monster. Mm-hmm. What are the maximums it can have for like? You said it had minus to stats. What were those?
Yeah. Well, it gets a -2 to intelligence and charisma, a +2 to strength and con.
Okay.
You can have a maximum intelligence of 10, a maximum wisdom of 9, and a maximum charisma of 10, and a maximum
intelligence of 10, 9, charisma 10.
Yeah, maximum dex
dexterity.
is 8. Okay. Yeah. Minimum.
And you
strength.
get a -2 to int and charisma.
Yeah.
You've also got a Scottish accent, right?
Are they known to be Scottish?
Well, from Shrek, we know that ogres have Scottish accents.
Oh, he's an ogre, I guess. Yeah.
He is an ogre.
All right. Yeah.
You can do a Scottish accent. I am unwilling to make that canon, though.
Are you cool if I go 18 con with the +2?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
18 con, and there is no max on perception, yes?
Yeah, because perception doesn't exist in these.
Do you want to make a max on perception on this, or no?
No.
Because I'm going to give him 18.
Give him the 18 for perception. One day will come when I flush out ogre as a full race, and then we'll change it. But for now, you can do whatever you want. It's fine.
So, what are your final stats? 17.
I gotta figure out the dex, the wisdom, and the charisma. But currently, it's gonna be 17 strength, 18 con, 18 perception, and then now we gotta play with the other ones.
Okay.
2 10s.
You're going soft, Neil.
You think perfect. So? I've just come to trust MrMouton is the thing,
Yeah.
He hasn't done anything. He hasn't ruined anything. He's only made games more interesting with the more
good.
looseness I give him. So take it all.
It was -2 to int and charisma, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna make it a little interesting.
Does he start at level 4 or something? Don't ogres have 4 hit die? It's kind of weird, but he only have 1 hit die.
Yeah, but he could be a young ogre. Not a full-fledged adult. We'll see how we get into him. While MrMouton finishes his ogre or works on his ogre, let's flip back to
Koibu.
Yes, Koibu.
Okay. Yeah.
Hours
so
have passed.
I'm watching it. They're not giving up.
They're not. They're just banging on the door. And you have to keep repositioning your battle axe because it keeps slipping out from time to time. But you're there to keep an eye, so it's okay.
How big is the doorway if it were to open?
Regular cellar door is maybe like 3 by 3.
So if I hold the door, only one can find me at once.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And now that I've like uncovered the cellar door, like I don't think I can find a permanent way to keep this closed. So I think I've just got to do the inevitable. So I grab my axe and let the door fling open and get ready to kill him.
Okay, well, you should be able to handle 3 skeletons.
All right.
But in case you can't, I'm sorry,
No,
4
let's do it.
skeletons.
Yeah.
Let's roll some initiative here.
Do I not count as having a ready attack here?
You are as readied as they are. Everyone is readied in this situation, I think, right?
Okay.
You fling open the doors, grab your weapons just as they come on out, and...
Is battle axe speed really 7? This is what I have down here, but that seems like a lot. Just gonna double check that because it seems high for a weapon that's not as good as a sword. Weapon list. Battle axe. Yep, speed 7. All right.
Okay.
Go. I get 10.
This. All right. Can Kalfu take 4 skeletons? Let's find out. Where are you, Kalfu? Where's your henchman token? Here we go.
Now, Kalfu's a smart guy. Can I use the backside of my axes? Because it's bludgeoning. I mean, he's fought a lot of these skeletons. So I guess that would make the damage die not D8. Make it maybe like a D4, like a club, or D6.
That's a great question. Is there any reason you couldn't just turn around the battle axe and smash the backside?
Well,
It's
the
a
weight
pretty
in the
narrow-
balance would be a bit off.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think the problem is that then you're using a very narrow, like a mace or a club is going to have a nice wide area. So I think the damage on the backside is going to be low because it's not designed as a weapon. So we'll say a D4 on the backside, and then maybe a -1 to hit.
-1. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's roll our skeleton's initiative. All of these guys. And Kalfu, you rolled something crazy high, right?
13, 10.
Yeah, okay. So the first skeleton will quickly make it to the doorway. It has an old rusty dagger in its hand, and it will step forward towards you, Kalfu, climbing out of the staircase, where it must have been trapped down there for 80 years, 100 years, some enormous amount of time it's been down there. And it takes a slash at you with the dagger, wildly missing. The other ones are all piling up behind it, so it's essentially just a one-on-one fight right now. Go ahead and make me your attack rolls.
Okay, he's gonna miss. Sounds like I've got high ground, no?
Yeah.
Yeah? Like it's a +1, right?
Yeah.
The melee. Okay. Well,
12 will hit the skeleton without much problem.
and am I doing double damage
It's bludgeoning, so you do 2d4.
for 8 damage?
Excellent. The first skeleton gets crumpled underneath your battle axe and falls to the ground.
I then swing with my offhand. For 13.
Great.
7 damage.
Yeah! These skeletons are just falling before you. No problems whatsoever. After you bash the first 2, the next one will scramble to the top of the staircase. Dagger, this one has a broken battle axe in hand and will chop at you with the 14. Now, what is your AC, Kalfu?
12.
Where does that AC come from? Is it all dex?
Nope.
Fighting
padded
style?
vest.
Yeah.
I think this is the remnants of his armor from when he was a guard. But he's sort of like covered it in mud, so it's like dark now rather than having whatever sigil was on it before.
Right. Well, the battle axe finds purchase in your body and will hack slightly into your arm for 2 points of damage, right outside that padded vest zone. Slicing.
Yeah, he lets out a grunt. Rolls initiative.
I do believe so, yes. 8. And Kelpu has a 12. So the skeleton will go again. Hacking at you. Yeah, that's the right one. Great. With the
Ooh,
axe
okay.
comes up and down, hits you square in your body armor. And
8
you
damage.
you just crumple it before you. It falls
And
and dies.
second attack will miss. So do you want to attack with that one?
Yeah, the second one comes up, takes a swing at you with its claws. It has two, it just has claws, so it reaches out twice, getting nowhere. You can beat it back without any problem
Ooh.
before completely crushing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
and that's fine. That's fine. Kelfu.
Yeah. Staring at the crumpled bones, a little bit disappointed that it came to this, but getting bored of watching this door, he will. Have I killed 4 here or 3? 4.
That was all 4.
So the other one, the other one came.
Yeah.
I will step over the bones down into the cellar.
Mm-hmm.
You
can
I'll just have a little
see
search around.
scratch marks on the walls where bones have probably been like clawing at stone for a while, rusted tools, old decayed burlap sacks with the potatoes that are now just like completely gone and only like small remnants of the burlap remain. The whole area down here is just sort of rotted and wasted away in time. Small pools of water dot the floor. Just sort of a useless mess.
I will put the ladder back on the wall and I look at the ladder first. Does it look in a decent condition?
No, it's terrible. It's not going to hold your weight. It's going to fall apart the moment you climb it.
All right, I'll leave it. I was thinking that it might come in useful to have a ladder, but I'll just leave it down here, having explored this place and sure that the skeletons are dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's the skulls that have the White Prince's sigil in them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I smashed any of the skulls fighting them, but Kalfu will be collecting the skulls of the Oathsworn that he's killing.
Great. I think the first one you bashed in, but you can collect 3 skulls.
Yeah, so he gets 3 skulls. I'll put them in his he's not got a backpack as much as he's kind of got a sack that he's sewn some rope to that he kind of just wears over his shoulder. So he'll put his skulls in there. He's got a couple more maybe that he's gathered today, and will wounded head back probably to the house that he's staying in. I don't think he's in the keep.
Right. Yeah. Okay. They make their way to the house.
Yeah, I make my way to my house. I will there's no lock or whatever on the door, so I just push the door open. I think it's just a little 1-room shack. It's got a kind of broken down bed, but it's got a couple of shelves on the wall that he's putting these skulls on. So he's probably got maybe he's got I don't know, 8-10 skulls now that he's got on the shelves, and he'll be polishing them. So he's got I don't know if he can find something equivalent to sandpaper, but he wants to kind of clean up the skulls and polish them, and he wants maybe 1 or 2 are looking pretty shiny right now, but eventually he wants to have all of them sort of polished up and looking nice.
Yeah. And Kalfu, you're here on the very edge of Sulfur Island. Maybe we should go to I think we have a Sulfur Island map somewhere, don't we?
Yeah. Well, we had a town map, definitely.
Here we go, Sulfur City. On Sulfur Island. Perfect. Here we go. So the town is sort of in this zone right around here, right? And your house is one of these on this far side, because this seems to be the area that most of the undead approach. It's pretty easy to clear out this very limited zone over here from undead. And so you and a few of the other people who have been tasked to hunt down any monsters that might remain in this area have homes a little bit further over here, just so that way if something's coming, you'll be the first ones there to see it. You'll be the ones ready to fight it. You wouldn't want the weakest members of society living on the edge of town near the monsters. So you're take your house over here, maybe even by this little creek that flows down from the mountain right there.
Are you saying that skeletons are they're coming into the town? They're not just in the town. They're elsewhere on the island, just coming across the river.
So the general opinion of the area seems to be that all these skeletons came here to overrun the town, all these Oathsworn, and then they were just abandoned here. And so some of them have wandered and meandered around, and those that meander this way are sort of stuck in this zone, but some
Yeah.
have meandered just deeper into the forest and the jungle, and very occasionally monsters, skeletons, will come out of the jungle and like walk back through town. So you get the impression that there's probably like a healthy amount of undead somewhere up here.
Yeah. Okay, I thought I might give a description of what Kalfu looks like, just for anyone.
Please.
So he's got a shaved head that he didn't have before, I think. So this is James, who is one of the town guards on the island where we killed Father Owen, who's now living on Sulfur Island. He's been baptized by Sale and has changed his name to Kalfu. So he wears the padded vest that he was wearing as a guard of the White Prince, but he every day is kind of like covering it in mud and let it dry. So it's kind of slowly fading the sigil of the White Prince or whatever that he was wearing on there before. He's got two sort of smallish battle axes, and he's made some sort of like white face paint from ground up bone meal and water that he kind of like puts on his face every day to make him look like he's kind of got like a skull on his face, which you can see. I'm not too creative because this is just what's on the token that I've based this entire character on. Using two axes and having face paint. So that's what he looks like.
Brilliant.
He kind of looks like rugged, he's strong, but there's a sharpness in his eyes. So when you look him in the eye, you can tell that, there's an intelligence behind there. But he's mostly quiet and keeps to himself. So that's why he's like polishing these skulls. So I think once he's got his skulls kind of on the shelf and looking good, he tends to the wound on his arm. So probably putting some like, I don't know, like, doing some sort of rudimentary wound treatment that's probably not particularly useful, but he does that. And then I think he's going to go and do some fishing, just try and catch a fish or something to eat. So is there fish in the creek, or would he have to fish
No,
in the
because
sea?
you got to fish in the sea, because there's just like
Yeah.
water that seeps down, sort of falls off the mountainside, and then it runs through the streets. So no fish to be found here.
So I'll go and like fish in the sea, or maybe like look for some crabs on the beach or something, Get himself some food, which he will make a fire and probably spend the evening sat by a fire outside his hut, kind of like on our side of the creek, like looking over to see if any skeletons come. Yeah. Oh, in fact, he's probably got like some torches that he's set up on the other side of the river, on the other side of the creek, that when it starts to go dark, he'll light them. So that way, when he's kind of like keeping watch, he can like see anyone approaching across the water.
Keeping an eye out just in case.
Yeah.
Good. Well done.
Thank you.
Mr. Moon, I have placed some ogre tokens.
I
I can find more if
grand
none of these
idea.
speak to you, though.
I have a grand idea that I think that you need to hear out.
I'm all ears.
Okay, to explain the perception, how about we do a two-headed ogre with two personalities? One head will have 6 int, the other head will have 2 int. One head will have 5 charisma, one head will have 3. One of the ogres will do most of the talking, but there will be 2 heads that are fun.
Heads the perception.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's great. Yeah.
Pretty good.
If I have any two-headed ogre tokens. I think I saw one, but it was pretty ugly.
Oh, the uglier the better.
There's a difference between an ugly token that's just badly made.
No. I mean, like, ugly,
Oh,
like, ugly ogre, not ugly token.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's good.
okay, yeah, that seems fine for now.
Yeah, I mean, he's
I'll
dragging
get one,
a
right?
trap.
Yeah, on the left side.
Yeah.
One's got hair,
Very
the
small.
other doesn't. One's got a big head, the other's got a small head.
Yeah.
Good, I'll probably
Um,
get one made, but yeah, that's good for now, definitely.
Okay, cool. There's very little difference between these two, just a slight palette change. Do you have a preference for left or right?
Let's do right. I think it's just easier to see.
Cool. And I see your name. Would you like to share your ogre's names with the whole
yeah.
class?
The main one will talk will be Den. The other one, who won't talk as much, but will have stuff to say, will be Ted. And it's just because one human came in, or they stumbled upon him, and then he yelled out that they were like dented, like they had like a dented head. So they just took that as their name.
Ted.
Dented.
And what
So
class
it's
are
Den
you?
and
You're a
Ted.
fighter?
It's gonna be a fighter, yeah.
Okay. Why don't you roll me your D10 plus 4 for con, and then plus 4 for starting HP as an ogre, because they get bonuses.
Yep. 6, and then
Another 4 on top.
just
That will
plus
be
4.
10. Yeah.
Cool.
And your natural AC is 15.
15.
But you cannot
shouldn't...
wear armor, essentially. Or you'd have to have, special custom armor made for you, which is going to be a pain.
What happens if I get the armor spell on me? Now, I wouldn't do that, because that's cringe. But it might happen.
Let me see. I think the armor spell says something to the effect of...
Doesn't stack with armor.
Doesn't start with armor. But
So-
naturally, see, I think
Spell
it
creates
says.
a magic... Serves as if it were scale mail. Has no effect on person already armored or a creature with armor class 14 or better.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
cool.
so
Okay.
it's got
Perfect.
natural... Yeah, this will not stack on it at
The
all.
hippies thought of that.
They did.
They did. And what weapons do you use, Dented?
Can you link me the weapons?
Yeah.
What about that one? What about that one we talked about a few weeks ago?
No. You
Where
can use
else
a
could we go
two-handed
with that?
sword, but
What was it
no.
called?
Nodachi. We are
Nodachi.
not using the Nodachi rules in any way, shape, or form. They are.
One day, someone's gonna find
scrapped.
it.
It's chapter 6 in the player's handbook.
Thank you.
Mate,
And here's
under
a
equipment lists and then
Oh,
weapons.
you found it too.
Here's a spreadsheet that's a little faster for the link. Nodachi's. The reason, viewers, he's asking about the Nodachi, it's a extended rules weapon that does d20 against large creatures, which is amazing. But there's also another rule where if you are a grand master with a weapon, which you need to be level 13 for, all the damage die go up by 1. So if your weapon normally does d8, it would then do d10. If it normally does d3, becomes d4. The next natural die size from d20 is d100. So we do not
stupid.
use grandmasters, dual wielding Nodachi minotaurs who do d100 against large creatures, because that makes no
Brit
sense.
score here for 3d100.
Yeah.
Um,
Never gonna
plus
happen.
4.
Never gonna happen.
And I'm large, so if I use a large two-handed sword, I'll get the 2d6, right?
No, you can use
Yeah,
your
but where
large
are you
weapon
gonna
in
get a
one
sword from?
hand, but you would the large
gonna
damage
be
is
a
what
club
you
at
would
the
do
start.
to targets. So if someone hits you with a two-handed sword, they do 2d6 to you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah. But you could
Alright, let me
use
look
a
around.
two-handed weapon in one hand because you're a large creature. So
Okay, I see.
are you going to be wielding swords?
No, I think
Spears?
he's gonna start out with just
Oops.
wielding like a massive stick. I don't want to call it a quarterstaff, but I think he would just have like a
It's a club, right? It's
like a
club.
big ass club. Yeah.
So you can just take yourself a big ass club that does d10 damage, just like a tree
Wasn't even
branch
trying
that
to
you
power
picked
jam.
up.
And then, oh, wrong character sheet. I'm probably gonna dual wield eventually, so I'm gonna get to work on that.
And Denton, tell us about yourself. Why is it that
Dented.
you are not dented?
Yeah, Den and Ted.
Why is it that you're not with the rest of your ogre clan? What has brought you away from them?
I'm not sure. Do ogres, do they usually live like in groups?
Usually smallish groups, no more than 30 under most circumstances.
The White Prince is going around and just killing all monsters, correct?
Anything that threatens the White Prince's grip. Yeah, so if ogres are attacking towns or villages, then they're hunted down. But if they hide in the jungles and forests and stay away from civilizations, no one bothers them because no one's got the time or energy to go and hunt down and eradicate every last ogre. There's too much going on out there. No need to do it.
Probably a combination of that. The White Prince eventually came on an island, and I don't think that he's gonna come from Sulfur Island. Where are all your ogres at? Well, tell me if there's something like this. White Prince came, wiped out a bunch of ogres. Den and Ted, for some reason, were not there or got away. They're the only last of their kind. They'll eventually meet the people doing the ship stuff, us, and they will want some sort of vengeance against the White Prince. Not to do it twice, but
Okay. Not on Sulfur Island.
Unless that could be where it happened.
I think we should make this session be
Yeah.
Kalfu finding Dented, right?
That's
Yeah,
what I
that's
was
fine.
gonna do, is
That's
introduce
absolutely
him
fine.
wandering
But it
across
makes
the
sense for
creek.
you to be on Sulfur Island as well, because this is like the one place where ogres wouldn't get hunted down.
Yeah.
Because the White Prince isn't coming here.
So let's say that your situation, Mr. Dented, um, your people were semi-eradicated when the White Prince had came. The undead came onto the island, and the other people of Sulfur Island, led by the survivors of the Kaiser family, fled up into the upper plateaus of the jungle. The ogres were already in sort of a weak spot, and over the last 80 to 100 years, the ogres have slowly been pushed out. The few surviving humans are well organized, well banded together, they have weapons, and the ogres here were already in sort of a weak position. And over the last few centuries, or last few decades or century, your people have been like pushed to the brink of extinction by hunting, by competition for food, by accidents that have happened. And you are, I don't know if you're the last ogre on the island, but your family group has sort of broken and dissolved. There are probably other ogres out here. But a question for you is, are all of the ogres in the area two-headed, or are you a unique or unusual ogre?
I would say that if we're not going the first route, another route that we'll go, I guess, is Den and Ted are ostracized from the ogres on the island because they're two-headed.
Okay.
So they're kind of living on their own, doing their own thing. They're young,
Mm-hmm.
and they were kicked out of the clan.
That makes sense. So, one night, Kalfu.
Okay. Well,
You're-
yeah, just to, I mean, I don't know if I can interject this,
Please.
maybe flavor setting, Neil. But Kalfu, when he was a kid running around on his island, which is a similar temperate to this one, he knows of a plant that, when brewed into tea, might give someone interesting dreams, waking dreams even.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been doing that since getting here in an attempt to try and connect with Rohi. So he'll be sitting here on the edge of the creek of the evening, watching for skeletons, drinking this weird brewed tea.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been getting funny dreams, where he's falling asleep and he's dreaming of, it's super realistic dream, like it's not hazy or anything. It's like he's there. He can hear the sound of the birds. He can hear the crickets cricketing. Mm-hmm. He can hear the sea lapping up against the shore. He's somewhere in the jungle on the island, just looking at something nondescript. But every time he drinks this tea, he dreams of the same spot. He's begun to recognize it. He knows the types of trees that are there, the exact layout. There's nothing discerning, and if you walk past it, you would never notice it. But he keeps dreaming of this same space on the island, and he's determined to go and find it. So I think once he feels like he's cleared out the town, he might then start to go adventuring beyond the creek to go and look for the spot.
Okay. Well, this one night, looking out across the creek as you are lighting your torches near it, you see something large, hulking, and inimical in the woods, in the village beyond. Stepping out sort of into the zone of light, or very at the edge of light, is a two-headed ogre who looks much like the beast you see on your screen.
Do we speak the same language?
Yes, your people, your ogreness, speaks the common tongue. You've been fighting these humans for an age, and you have learned the human language, and there's been communication back and forth, and you have picked up some common. You might not be like super fluent. You might have a hard time writing poetry, but enough to communicate.
Seeing the beast on the other side, Kalfu will stand up from his chair, grab both of his axes, and look around to see if there's anyone else awake in the village. You said all the warriors are in this place, so he looks around to see if anyone else about.
You don't see anyone about.
The beast is just dragging a broken tree with them in their hand.
Yeah. So he's got his two axes. As you get into the radius of the torches, I'll say, "Back away from here, beast. Only death lies across this stream for you."
Den and Ted will startlingly kind of just turn their head over to you. Are you talking to me? And then she'll look at Ted. I think he's talking to us. And Ted'll slowly nod in agreement.
By the round one, it speaks.
What? Who are you? What are you doing here in my forest?
This is our town. Stay back. We've reclaimed it. Don't come any closer, he says, taking a step backwards.
Oh, did you kill those bones walking around? Oh, I think you killed the bones. Yes, you killed the bones. Good.
Yeah.
And then Den and Ted will start to walk towards you.
I killed them and I'll kill you too. Stay back. Don't cross that stream. I look over my shoulder wildly for anyone else.
Unfortunately, you're alone.
They keep their slow walk towards you. Their speed 9? Okay. They walk towards you, dragging their tree branch, not menacingly, but more to come check out what you have going on over here. They probably haven't seen fire in a long time. They, live in the fucking forest.
I keep backing up until my back hits my cabin that I'm staying in. And I sort of take another step forward and ready my axes and sort of bang them against each other and get ready to fight.
Do you have food on the grill right now or anything?
Yeah, I think there's some crabs that I've been cooking.
Okay, yeah. Den and Ted are gonna completely disregard you and just go over there and just start picking apart your crabs that you have on the fire.
So I think he's psyching himself up, waiting for the ogre to charge. And then it just goes to eat the crabs. So he starts to circle around the fire a little bit. Obviously weapons in hand, not taking his eyes off the ogre for a second.
We haven't had food from the fire since we got kicked out. And then Ted is actually eating most of it. And they start bickering amongst each other no, that one's mine. No. And then they're they kind of start fighting each other. One punches the other face, the other one punches the other face, and they do it at the same time. So they fall back and land on the ground.
He does a full circle around the thing without it paying any attention to him. And when he gets back around to the front of it, I think he'll slowly lower the axes and take a step towards it.
Do it
and said,
free XP.
You're not here to eat me? You want crabs? I can find more crabs.
In our experience, humans do not taste good. But these, as she will grab another, these are delicious.
That's convenience. Yeah, well, tastes a lot better than me, I can assure you that. I'm very stringy.
She'll attempt to grab you by the foot and hold you like this. I assume she's big enough to attempt. What do you want you want an attack?
Yeah, give me an attack roll to grab.
Do you have any
Kalfu.
pluses to hit?
You get a bonus to hit for your strength, but that's about it.
I think that's already taken into account.
Yeah.
Okay.
You make a swipe. This will allow Kalfu, who has a weapon in hand, to make an opportunity attack if you wish.
Shit. No, get off me! I mean, you grab hold of me, my AC's only 12.
Yeah. She'll grab
I swing and miss.
And then she'll kind of just bring you up to their head, and they'll give you a long stare. Do I notice anything interesting or odd? I don't know if you want a perception.
This human's got paint on his face. That's weird. And his arms are sort of, he's got these thick gloves with designs on them. The most unusual thing about this human that you see is their sort of relatively calm disposition. He's been threatening you. He's been sort of, standoffish with you, but he hasn't immediately tried to kill you or run away like every other human. This is the first person that you've interacted with that hasn't been instant murder in their eyes.
She notices that you have something on your face. So she's going to bring you close and lick it off and just be like, you have something on your face, let me get it off. And then she'll, with her tongue, try and lick your paint off. I mean, you're kind of incapacitated.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to drop my axes, so I can't stop. Let me go! I mean, yeah, it's not even really paint, so it probably does.
She'll drop you.
Yep. You lick some of it off. He collapses to the ground.
I
By
roll
now-
away, get back on my feet.
By now you can hear. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, you will get us more crab.
Yes, he said he's going to get us more crab already, you lug.
I can get crab. Why don't you go back over your side of the river and I'll bring you some. I'll show you how to make a fire.
They'll stand up. They'll take one of your burning logs with them, and they'll just reach in there and I assume grab it. Figure it out. And head back over to their side of the river and get their own fire going. Willpower check for a fire making, or is it easy because I already have a piece of burning?
If you have burning fire, you can spread it to other
Yeah, fire.
things. Yeah, it should be fine. It's in the position. It's in this time while you have turned your back to Kalfu, that Kalfu hears someone coming up from behind him, and out comes another one of these warriors that are positioned out here, who's meant to guard this region. They have a spear in hand, and as they look, did I hear weird voices? And they look across the creek to the huge hulking two-headed ogre and whip up their spear. My God, what is that? Kalfu, what is that?
I don't know. It seems friendly, or at least non-aggressive. It's a gift, maybe, from the drowned one.
Kalfu, not Kalfu. Dented.
It's Den and Ted. They're two different people.
Yeah.
But yeah. Just call it Den. Just say Den.
Den. Okay, cool. Den. Can you make me a perception check? You've got your back to this person, but you are two-headed. Can you see on the other side of the river? Yes, you can.
32.
That another human has arrived.
She will wave. Yeah.
See, I say to the other person, see what I mean? Strange. I've never seen an ogre before. Have you?
Not like this. I've seen ogres, but only with one head.
Maybe this one's smarter? I thought they were aggressive.
Don't worry. As I said, I've seen them before. I can take this one. And
you
crouching
mad?
low, this person begins to creep up in the direction of the ogre, moving to this bit of cover. Gonna quickly move into that bit of cover. You see them
She sees
the
this.
whole way.
Yeah, they see
totally.
it. Okay. And they have an
Sees you.
axe or a spear?
A spear.
It sees
two
you.
hands. No. I don't think both heads work. It's only got to be one.
She'll tender her fire, but keep another head on the other guy. And if he comes in within range, with the spear like how he has it, she's gonna smack him with the tree branch.
What's this person's name, Neil?
They are blowing their checks. So their name is gonna be Sario.
Sario, get back! No way you can fight that thing, it'll kill you.
Oh, question. Power gamer question of the day. Can I be ambidextrous?
Yeah, you got two heads. Why not?
Why is this character you fill here? Sorry. But two 18s, a 17, ambidextrous, using two two-handed swords.
Just using a club.
Eventually.
One club.
Yeah, it's a club. It's a club right now.
It's
Yeah,
fine,
okay.
Nick. This character, I have a feeling, is gonna have a very low lifespan.
I
Gonna live a long time.
I will run up to Sario. Sario, stop it! What are you doing? Get back! It'll kill us. I
Listening
think
to
it's
you,
just hungry.
Saria will back off. I'm pretty sure I had it.
I'm gonna go get some crabs from the beach. Watch my back. Don't.
You're going
cross the
fishing?
river.
He says loudly at this time. At this moment?
It talks. It asked for crabs.
You hear
I
from
said.
the other side of the river.
He better be.
See? Wait there. And I will go
I-
to the. I go to the beach and
I
start
can't.
lifting up stones.
Someone's got to go tell John Brophy about this.
No, don't tell Brophy.
It's an ogre with two heads that talks. Brophy's got to know.
Just give
Euclid
me.
will help us get rid of it.
I think we could probably kill it with Euclid. To be fair. Let me see if I can get it to go away. If not,
Okay.
we can go and get Euclid.
Okay. Sario's on board.
Okay. I get him to stand guard while I go and look for crabs.
the two of you head down to the beach, abandoning your duty to defending the town, and head down to get some crabs in and among the rocks on the shore. Meanwhile, Den
Seeing
and
that they're
Ted-
gone, Den and Ted is going to take their branch, head back over the river, and probably check out the guy's house. And if there's no food in there, they're going to go more into town.
Okay, well,
you'll find
seeing
some
this,
food in the house.
Oh, it's going to eat the food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what?
They will sit inside the house while he's gone and eat.
Yeah. I
his
mean, you
food.
went down to the beach, right? So you left the ogre.
I guess I'm not watching. No, but he's
Yeah.
meant to be keeping an eye on the ogre.
I thought
Oh,
he
I
was
thought you
keeping an
went
eye
with
on
you.
your back, right? You said watch my back,
Well,
so
yeah.
he's coming with you
As-
down to the beach.
Well, as in watch the ogre, obviously. I'm not scared of crabs attacking me. I'm scared of the ogre attacking
So
me.
he sees the other guy. He sees the other guy like starting to follow him. Then they have that conversation, like, "No, you idiot! Like, go watch the fucking ogre."
Got it. Okay, so Sario will stay behind in your position. You don't just want to send Sario to get the crabs. Okay. Sario stays behind to
Yeah,
watch.
Den and Ted will start to walk over.
Sario
I
brings up
assume
the
Sario's
spear.
gonna-
Stand back, fell beast. You don't know the powers with which you deal.
Does he have more food?
We're hungry.
There will be no food for you here. By the drowned one, I shall send you to the black abyss if you don't stand back.
She's just gonna smack him aside.
Hit me a
with a
roll to
club.
hit like with a club. Yeah,
Yeah.
16's a terrific blow.
For 7.
Plus your strength
not like
modifier
a-
of 2? 3? 2.
Where is that?
I
have
It'd
17
be on your
strength. I have melee
1.
damage adjust, which is 1.
yeah, 1. Yeah.
Let me add that. So I'll just put 1 to damage there.
You make a casual swipe at this person, and you're just a big fucking ogre. So the tree branch like hits them in the ribs, and they like go sprawling across the street and lay still, probably just taking a nap. And you can make your way to Kalfu's house and
Why
raid
hear
the
this
pantry. Maybe give me a perception check, Kalfu.
They won't care, and then we'll go and eat.
I feel like somebody dying I would hear. But so I
Maybe.
would like advantage. Or a +2. I'll take a +2.
I mean, I think you hurry down to the beach to get some crabs, and down by the beach there's the crashing of the waves, and you know, I think you miss the sound.
Okay. I get some
Den and
crabs.
Ted raid the pantry. They'll go over to the guy and like prop him up
Mm-hmm.
against like the like a tree, because
Mhm.
like they think he's probably alive. Put him in a more comfortable position. They think they knocked him out. They'll put him in a more comfortable position. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it matters to you, but it kind of was going for a non-lethal, but they are a huge creature, so if they die, no.
I think, yeah, a non-lethal requires penalties to hit and
Yep.
yada yada. So I think you've accidentally crushed this person's ribs. Kalfu will come back. They'll find Sario propped up against a tree.
I drop
and-
my axes and run to him to try and like. Well, actually, no. Hang on. How far is Sario from the ogre?
The ogre's
Well-
inside your home, probably eating.
Mhm.
Okay.
You can see lights fading and brightening as the ogre passes between you and the light source from your house. The Sario must be 30 feet from the front door of your house.
I drop my bucket with the crabs, and I run to Sario and try and save his life if I can.
Sario's ribs have been broken in. They've long
Is he
bled
st-
to death.
Still breathing. He's
No.
already dead.
Very dead. This took you a while to
Okay.
catch crabs. It's not a fast thing, you know.
Yeah. I take a few steps towards my house with a steely look on my face, and I say, "Ogre, I have your crabs. Let's head to the fire."
And you'll hear them stomp about and come out.
I will
Thank
be.
you.
I
Your
look
house
over my shoulder at them.
Filled with food. You didn't tell us.
I didn't realize that's what you wanted, but these delicious crabs, I can help you cook them. And I go across the river and sort of crouch down by the fire and start like skewering the crabs on sticks.
Your friend tried to attack us when we were coming over. We pushed him out of the way with our stick. And then he fell asleep, so we put him against the tree to, you know.
Yeah, he's gonna rest. Yeah, anyway, no need to worry about that.
Okay.
And I start like spiking the crabs on sticks and like, you know, tensing them over the fire. And then as Den gets close, I'll take a few steps back and allow him to start eating the crabs.
They'll wait for the crabs to cook for a while, I would assume. So we're going to be here chilling for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Den will sit down near the fire as the crabs cook. Ask him,
Ah.
Is your friend okay? Did you check on him? Did he wake up?
Yeah, he's still sleeping for now, but I think he'll be okay. When you eat, you look hungry. I'll go and get some more.
They'll start eating.
I take a few steps back now.
Yeah.
I steel myself for what's about to happen. I'm gonna back attack the ogre. Sorry, Moon, but it's gone too far.
Great. Yeah,
I'm
Mr.
gonna,
Moon, give me a perception check. You got 2 heads.
They see what you're doing.
Yeah. You circle around the ogre trying to get an attack in. But the problem is the ogre has 2 heads, and one of them is always following you, and you can't sneak up on it. There's no way.
Shit. I think I like realizing that I can't get behind it. I play it
You
off
ever
as
see
if
you
I was.
walk around, we'll offer you some food.
Well, thank you.
And they'll just have a big crab in their hand and
Thanks.
like, hand it towards you.
Yeah, I take it. I kind of stand there and like prop one of my axes, like I put them both like leaning against my legs on the floor and start to like break the claw off one of the crabs.
Mm-hmm.
As I just think about what the fuck am I gonna do. And then I think I just go and get some more crabs.
Den will speak up as we're having dinner.
You live here now?
So this is me. I'm coming back. I've got another bucket full of crabs. I get across the creek to you, and you say that, and I say, "Yeah. Our boss set the place up. There's a few of us here now."
You need stuff done. We work for food. We can't get crabs. We don't know how.
Work how?
The monster will shrug.
You tiny humans usually need things moved.
And Ted will slowly nod in agreement. For food, we work.
Well, I'm not much of a builder myself. Like you said, I'm here to kill the skeletons.
We kill those all day.
And
Yeah.
then it'll show you the club.
You know this island well?
I would assume it would know the island exceedingly well.
Mm-hmm. Extremely.
Yeah.
There's others like you on the top.
Yeah, I heard about that. I've not seen them myself. But listen, what do you say your name was, Ogre?
I'm Den.
I'm Ted.
Nice to meet you, Ted, Dan. My name's Calfer. Listen, you've been eating a lot there. You need something to drink? There's a tea I make. I'll make you
point
some.
towards the river.
No, better than that. Wait here.
As
Oh,
Den points towards the river, there is another figure on the other side that you begin to see. Sort of at the edge of the light, maybe 5 feet off the ground. You can see a long skeletal face. Definitely not human. More like the face of the skull of a horse. Just sort of barely at the edge of the light. Looking
Wait.
at you.
on the town side of the river, or deeper
No,
into the
the other
jungle?
side of on the far side of the creek.
Well, we're on the far side of the creek right now.
Well then, you
Yeah.
must be looking up and seeing that it is just a little bit away from you. It must be quite close then, if you are also on the other side of the river.
Do I have any experience of what that is? Or is this her first time, or their first time seeing it?
Let's see. How old are you, Den?
How old do you think that I should be?
Probably
Like-
pretty young.
How old do they get?
Ogres have a fairly short lifespan in the wild. Very violent creatures that, live by hunting and violence, so they tend to die pretty quickly. You could be somewhere in the 16 to 20 range.
Okay, I'll do a die roll. 1d20 and I'll figure it out what it means. Okay, I'm like 17.
So at 17 years old, you would not have. You've got really high perception. You would have seen this before, from a distance, never up close. This is a skeletal knight mounted on its skeletal horse with a shield and lance. And you're familiar with this because lances on a charge do double damage, and against large creatures like you do quite a bit of damage.
Yeah.
So you've seen this skeletal knight on a horse like run down ogres in the past and run them through with its huge lance. This mounted undead warhorse is a great danger to you.
As an aside, wait, sorry, I have played an ogre in a one-shot once, and I do recall it being killed by a knight with a lance on a horse, Neil, so this is a familiar territory to me. Yeah, that seems to be an existential threat for ogre PCs.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think Den would, if they've seen like this thing run down other ogres like a good amount of times, they would probably just start running away from it towards wherever that is, which I think would be town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you see it before me. I see you like get up and start to
Den
run away.
starts screaming, "Ah!" and then runs.
What? I look back over at where he was looking.
Yeah,
Do I
you
see the thing?
you just see like the horse's skull. The rest of it is lost in shadow for you.
Hell
It's
is
just like
that?
a floating horse skull in the darkness.
I look back over my shoulder and see the ogre running to the town.
Towards
Hey,
town.
get back here! I run after it.
Okay. As our two heroes run into town, we're going to take our first break of the session. And when we come back on the other side, we're going to see what happens when you put a two-headed ogre in a town of pirates being chased by a skeletal knight. See you soon.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tides of Death. Our heroes enter the town quickly. What are you doing as the two of you flee into town?
I'm not fleeing from the monster. I want to fight it. I'm trying to
Yeah.
I'm trying to stop the ogre running into the town. Trying to get it to turn
He said for
around.
me to stop, and I rolled a wisdom check. And the
Wait,
wisdom
well,
check,
yeah. I shout, you said you fight these things.
They rolled a wisdom check. They begrudgingly turn around and will stand behind Kofu. What's his name? Kolfu. Holding their great club. I guess get ready to swing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
I will get ready to attack. Do I feel like the ogre can fight behind me? Over me?
You don't want to be anywhere near that great club when it's coming around.
Yeah.
You want to be as far away from that shit as possible.
I'm gonna try and wait for the knight to be charging, and then I'm gonna move to the side.
You're gonna try and pull a general. What was it, Marius? Commander of the legions in the north.
I never saw or I never heard.
Gladiator. Main character's name? I can't remember it.
Do
You know what I'm talking about? I can't.
No, yeah, at the start.
Yeah.
With the frost is. Sometimes
Yeah.
it makes the blade stick.
Exactly. And then you wait for the horse to charge. You move to the side, but it hits you
That's
anyway.
it.
That's it.
Yeah, except there's an ogre behind me. I'm hoping that it's just going to be attacking the ogre, so I'm just going to be able to make a swift exit here. What is the guy's name? It's not Marcus Aurelius. That's the emperor.
No, yeah. It's
Maximus Meridius or something like that.
Yeah.
Father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I shall have my vengeance in this life or the next,
Yeah.
etc., etc. What a great movie.
Maximus Decimus Meridius.
That was Maximus Meridius. Nice. Oh my god, the end of that movie. The fucking Joaquin Phoenix's character is such a fucking coward little bitch.
Oh,
when he stabs him in the dungeon and then still loses.
I didn't even know that was him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, great. Okay, anyway, yeah, that's what I do.
Anyway, the two of you turn around, and you've already come a bit into town, so you're gonna have to return to the area where you saw it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem to be chasing you immediately.
Okay. Come on, Dan. You said you fight these things. We're gonna keep it away from the town. And your keep.
That one kills my kind.
Yeah, well, they're all dangerous, but we gotta fight. If you're scared of this, then we can't have you in the town.
As
I
you
kill this? Will you let me in the town and eat?
You can eat.
It nods. It takes that as a you'll let him into the town and eat. But yes, your wordplay will definitely work well against an ogre.
That's it, yeah.
As you approach back towards the river, you can see that there are two of your fellow townsfolk, not guards, just like regular townsfolk who have come over here and have knelt over by the body of Sario, and have since like gotten up from the body. One of them is just standing up from it now, and they're pointing across the river to the skeletal warhorse who has sort of stepped into view, and you can see the knight on the warhorse. Their big like teardrop shaped shield with a massive symbol of a stare on it, a sharpened, pointed, well, rusted by this point in time, but still like a nice pointed lance on a hard shaft. Cloak tattered behind them, sort of blowing in the wind, in the slight breeze of the evening. And these two people look at them and point in its direction, clearly blaming the skeletal warhorse for the death of Sarius.
Yeah. Does this thing look like it's not charging? It's scared of the running water?
No, it doesn't seem to be scared. It's a skeleton. It has no expression, no emotion. There's no way to tell its thoughts or feelings in any way, shape, or form.
I take a few steps forward towards the two townsfolk at Sario's body, and I say, "Get back! It's dangerous. We're gonna destroy it."
They turn to look at you, and they see the giant ogre standing behind you,
Holding its like tree.
and one of them points behind you.
I know. Stay calm.
Dan will look.
Die. Ignore them, Dan. Focus on the task at hand. Is there any like large rocks near me now? Like too large for me, but maybe large enough for
there's
the
all
ogres to throw?
sorts of broken sticks and stones all over the place.
I find a big rock, one that I think the ogre could throw, and I will like pick it up and hand it to him.
Okay.
What was behind us?
Nothing.
Ignore.
And why did they say it?
It'll take your rock and I guess it'll toss it as best as it can at the skeletal man.
Yeah,
Yeah, we might need to get a bit closer, but
they're still at the edge of the light, peering in. They haven't charged across, unlike the other skeletons that seem to react just to the mere presence of life and seek it out and destroy it immediately. This one has clearly seen 4 living creatures, 5 depending on how you want to count MrMouton's character, and has not charged in. This one seems to have some level of intelligence or restraint or other motivations, or maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just lying to you to try and get you to overestimate the monsters.
Dan throws the rock.
All right, Dan,
Far.
you gotta get close enough to throw this heavy rock at the creature.
we'll go together.
Yeah. Hurl your stone. Just a
I'll
d20
just give you a
plus
regular attack
1
roll.
to hit. Yep. It is a 10.
But you get strength bonus.
That's the one.
That is the one.
Oh, he's only level 1. Okay.
Oh wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yep. The large stone flies high in the sky, comes down right towards the skeleton on the warhorse, who brings the teardrop shield up at an angle, and the stone like hits the shield and sort of bounces off harmlessly to the side. And that's when you can see the heels of the rider click in as if it were like pushing the sides of the horse, even though they don't actually touch the ribs. They just sort of kick the phantom flesh of the horse, and it initiates a charge.
Okay. I'm going to be doing. I'm trying to hit the horse, not the rider. With my axes.
Can I tell if it's initiating the charge at Den or it's just a charge?
At the moment,
Like,
the two of you are
yeah.
close enough together that it's hard to tell who it's coming for. But probably whoever's in the front. And I think that's you, Den.
Yeah, she probably ran up to throw the rock.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make a movement. It does not want to get. They do not want to get smacked by that lance. So their goal is to move behind a big tree, and just
Yeah.
fuck his charge up. Because they've
the
probably
lance-
seen this guy fight a lot. Yeah.
The lance does 2d6 damage. On a charge, that's 4d6 damage. That's enough to one-shot you almost 100% chance. So
Yep.
don't
They're gonna
get hit
take
by
a
that.
big defensive action and move behind or move into the tree cover. It will look like they're running away from you to leave you to die.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
I'm focused on the knight for now. So.
So I'm going to give this guy 2 HP bars. The top HP bar is for the knight. The bottom HP bar is for the horse. Actually, yeah, that's how it goes.
And they only have a lance on them?
Lance and a shield.
Thank you. Lances
right.
are hard to fight without a horse.
Den,
Yeah.
you go first. You see the heels click in, and you can quickly get behind Kalfu, looking for what,
Like a
building?
big tree, just
A
something to
tree?
like get in behind. Their goal is to go behind a tree, behind a building, and then eventually come out and around and like smack it from behind. They just don't want to get hit head on with the lance.
Yeah, you're in the zone of town, so it's very easy to hop behind a building real quick, like. And
Are the other two
leave
going to
from
help us
view.
fight as
The
well?
other two aren't warriors. They were attracted to the sound, but they don't have any weapons on them. So they are just going to book it tangential towards the coast.
Oh yeah, does my initiative need to be +5 because I'm large?
Yes, your minimum initiative is 6, actually, instead of 3.
Thank you.
So you should probably go at 7. I
8.
didn't see what you rolled. 8. Okay.
I rolled a 3.
Then you should go at 9. Yeah. Your base initiative is 6 instead of 3.
Oh, my base initiative is +6.
Yeah.
Not 5.
Right.
+6.
Plus 6.
Thank you.
So you book it behind the tree. The rider comes galloping forward. And Halfu, you've
Yes.
seen a paladin of the White Prince with a lance on a horse before. You've seen it skewer heretics, wrongdoers, escaping suspected thieves and murderers. You are well aware of the tremendous damage of a charging warhorse with a lance. This could be your last moment, Kalfu.
You know, when you're a man like Kalfu, Neil, all you know is battle and defending your town. That's what he's been raised to do. That's what he's here now for, and he's not just gonna abandon the fight and let this thing run rampant. That's the reason he's here. So it's a shame the ogre's fleeing, but what are you gonna do? I stick with my plan. I'm gonna roll out the way and attack the horse. Not roll, but like we were saying, gladiator style.
Okay. Well, the die roll comes in. It is a modified 13. Is that your AC?
Yeah, but my AC is 12. But I'm not sure I'm getting any bonuses for my rolling action.
Probably your initiative. You're readying an attack, so I think that's just flavor on how your character is behaving. So you will take the lance hit. It does 2d4 against creatures of your size, but it's charging, so that's 4d4. Maximum is 16. This could bring Kalfu down right away.
That's not going to though.
1 HP, Nick.
Nice fucking roll, by the way, Neil.
Yeah, that is
What's up,
ridiculous.
baby?
All right, but I want both my attacks
Yeah,
as I go past him.
You dodge to the side. The lance tracks with you, catches you in the shoulder, and helps spin you around, leaving a gaping hole in you as you bring your weapons to bear against the undead mount underneath it.
Do I get like a flank attack here since I'm...
Absolutely. Yeah, you are definitely on the flanks of the horse.
Cool.
Critical
He needed
The second attack is a 12.
is a hit against the undead horse as well.
So we're looking at
64.
64 plus 6 here.
Plus 6? Plus 2.
It's 2 from specialization, 1 from strength.
Okay, 64 plus 6.
17
You
damage.
shatter the skeletal warhorse, who just breaks into pieces, leaving the rider falling to the ground and tumbling across the stone pavement.
Falling damage? Bludgeoning?
It's on a charging warhorse. It is a sufficiently advanced undead that I will give it a... No, I guess it gets nothing. It'll just take... Why don't you roll me 2d6 for bludgeoning damage as it slams into the ground at speed.
You want to roll it,
Kalfu.
Nick?
Yeah.
Oh.
10.
Excellent. The skeleton takes a healthy chunk of its HP as it crashes into the ground, and then immediately stumbles back up to its feet.
Well, so I take the lance as I'm like sidestepping out of the way. I hit the horse. The horse crumbles. The guy crashes into the ground. I do a forward roll, get back on my feet, and I turn around to face the skeleton. 1 HP, barely standing. I heft my axes back up into a defensive position, and I see the ogre behind the skeleton, and I hope that it's going to come and help me fight. But I stand, spit some blood, maybe a tooth out, and get ready to fight the skeleton.
Yeah, I think it's actually quite this way. The ogre had fled towards town before turning around. You switched places with the skeletal knight after its charge. And so the ogre coming around, peeking over the tops of a building, you can see the skeletal knight is now facing Kalfu. The horse broke into pieces, and all three of us can roll initiative.
Great Club is 6 as well, or is that going to be more? I'm not
6. Let's just leave it at 6
sure
for now.
That's
Yeah.
Quicker than an axe. How?
Ooh. Your wounds, Kalfu.
Nick, you're seething today.
Your wounds are slowing you down. Every step is agony. You raise your axes, but like this huge hole in your body just causes you so much pain. It's taking you forever to prepare. Skeletal Knight is facing
And
Kalfu.
Den.
And Den. The knight comes for Kalfu. The ogre comes for the knight. The
Den
attacks
is
resolve simultaneously. If you're charging, hold on. You have a bonus of 1 to your initiative on a charge.
That makes it better.
You will get to the skeleton moments before it gets to Kalfu. Your attack is a 9
+2 back
plus
attack.
2 for back attack,
Plus
and
2 for
2
charge.
for charge is a 13.
No shield.
Its AC is 14 with its shield. Without it, you hit.
Double damage because it's a skeleton, I would assume, and it's bludgeoning.
Yeah, your two-handed, your 2d10 club swings in. Roll me another d10.
Oh, you want another? Just want to double it?
Oh, it's a glancing blow against the skeletal knight for 7 points of damage, sending the skeleton stumbling, but still forward in the direction of Kalfu. The skeletal knight will roll, what was its attack bonus? Yes, +6.
Oh. +6, really? Oh, come on.
Sorry, Nick.
Spear catches you, Kalfu.
Wait, hang on. Can he even use a lance not mounted?
A lance is just a long spear, right? It's like a pike. Oh, well, yeah, because if you can use it while you're standing, well...
The power of a lance is from charge.
Yeah.
I don't think it's...
But spears do 2d4 damage, and this is essentially a spear, but he's using it one-handed when he is not... That should do d6 instead of 2d4.
He's saying it's not got any disadvantages to a spear.
I mean, a lance is nothing more than a spear from horseback. Maybe a little bit more fancy.
It's longer, though, right?
Don't lances
longer.
usually have...
Yeah.
Aren't they usually dulled on the top because you're trying to, like, break armor? You're not really trying to, like, pierce them? Or am I...
I don't know anything about that. But I guess okay, let's step back for a moment. A lance is really just a long spear, but really long spears do take 2 hands to use. And the reason you can use a lance one-handed is because of the way you hold it, where you wrap your arm underneath it, which does sort of disallow pretty good stabbing mechanisms. It is more of like a hold and run into it, or you could use 2 hands to properly balance it to fight. So you're right. It should have disadvantage on the attack roll for using a lance one-handed
Gonna get a 20.
with a spear.
If he gets a 20, I'm going to flip out.
No, it's not a crit, but it's a hit.
It's not a crit, yeah.
Better?
And it'll do its full 2d4. Yeah, he's got disadvantage on the attack roll, so the damage should be the same. So it'll do 2d4 damage to you, Kalfu, and you will slowly stumble to the ground as the skeletal knight runs you through.
Right.
It'll turn and take its second attack this round at Denton. So that'll be 2d20 KL1 +6 against Denton, which is natural 1 and natural 20. You hate to see it happen.
You love to see it. Death saving throw?
No,
know if we're doing that.
it's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
It just wildly misses you, Denton, and the two of you can square off for the next round.
Team.
The knight will go first, attempting to thrust into you one more time. With the 14 is
Missed.
1 point shy. It'll scrape your heavy hide, but not penetrate it enough to do damage. You bring the
19
great club
hits.
up. You critical it. Roll me 4d10 damage.
18. Or whatever.
It
that
is sundered and split into a million pieces. But your new friend, Kalfu, lies there, clearly skewered by the great skeleton, bleeding. And you know
He will
Kalfu.
call out?
Or Den, there's no way to heal him. You're too stupid to patch wounds. How will you help Kalfu?
She knows where he's from. She knows there were 2 people near him. She's gonna pick him up and run him to the city.
Run into town. It's late. It's dark. Most people are asleep. Those 2 other people who had
Help,
escaped to
it's
the side
Kalfu.
have already alerted people that there's this thing happening. And you see a crowd gathering, a small crowd, 6 folks. Some of them have weapons, some of them don't. They
Can I
see
do a
you.
charisma check to see if they think I'm being menacing?
Yes. Give me a charisma check as you run in. It's a natural 1. They're horrified. What is this monster coming into town? Oh my god, it's got Kalfu in its arms. That's when one of those people who had seen Zario's body calls out, no! He was with... Kalfu said was with the ogre. I don't know what's going on, but there was a skeletal knight. And the
She's gonna do
horrified
what she probably
townspeople...
knows best. She's going to... She sees they're horrified and upset and mad. She's going to lay the body down and then run into the wood.
Well, they lay the body down. Someone passes an intelligence check and binds your wounds, Kalfu. You will not die
Nice.
today, unfortunately. Would love to kill you twice in a week. But,
Shall we maybe time skip until I'm back on my feet?
Yeah, Den
More or
and
less,
Ted are
yeah.
gonna go live in the woods, just like they were
Yeah.
living,
mm-hmm.
doing the same thing that they were doing.
Yeah.
They'll probably steal that guy's shield.
Mm-hmm. The big shield with the symbol of a stair still blazoned on it, fresh and crisp, with bright yellows
that.
and blues. Mm-hmm. Well, some days later, you will wake up, Kalfu. It will be a beautiful day where the sun is just coming up over the mountains, streaming into your window. There are birds chirping in the far distance. You might even hear like the crashing of some waves or the barking of some seals. Aside from this like raging pain in your shoulder, and the fact that you've been unconscious for a while, it's a really pleasant day.
Yeah, Kalfu opens his eyes, immediately sees the sun glinting off the polished skulls on his shelves. Hand instinctively reaches to his shoulder and then like flinches backwards. And just sort of like, opens his eyes and looks around. Glad to be alive, really. And I think after sort of taking it in for a moment, we'll try and get to his feet and hobble out of the house.
Mm-hmm. As you make your way out of the house, one of the people nearby hurries over to you to take a look at you.
Hey.
It is Dario, the person assigned to keep an eye on you while you've been sick and injured. Are you okay, Kalfu?
Dario, yeah, I think so. I'm a bit banged up. What happened with the knight and the ogre?
An ogre brought you into town and set you down and ran into the woods. We've been searching for it
did?
ever since, trying to hunt it down and kill it. I think we scared it off and saved your life.
That's how long was I gone?
You've been out for a week.
By the drowned one. That ogre. It was friendly. I was speaking to it.
You must still be feverish. There's no way it's friendly. It had 2 heads.
It helped me fight the knight. Sort of.
Go back to bed, Kalfu. It's ridiculous. It's nonsense.
You're right.
You
You're
must
right.
be feverish.
I need to recover my strength. I'm hungry and thirsty. Could you bring me some food and water?
They do so.
Yeah, I will go back to my bed and I will lie in bed, eyes closed, but like wide awake and trying to recall the details of what happened. As like, was this just some sort of dream? Like, did it actually happen how I think? And we'll just lie there. I think I'm going to recover until I'm back to full HP, and then I'm going to go look for the ogre.
Yeah, as the hours pass, you become more and more convinced that you aren't crazy, that ogre really did help you. It was, maybe nice is not the right word, but peaceful, maybe?
Yeah. Definitely seemed civil, at least. Apart from killing Sario, but... Yeah,
That seemed like a genuine accident. It was... I honestly didn't think it happened. You know, he seemed to imply that it was okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well...
Yeah, so I spend my time recovering. Whilst I'm still bedbound, I will finish polishing up the rest of my skulls. And I will do a few... Like, when I'm well enough to go and head to the edge of the forest to harvest the plants, I will take a few more doses of my hallucinogenic tea.
Right. Sip your hallucinogenic tea. You do your things. And a few days later, you feel better.
I mean, are we a few days or like a couple of weeks?
I mean, a few days later, you are better and well enough to move on your own, and you'll be at like 3 or 4 HP. You're still not at full HP, but you are feeling better.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna head out into the jungle until I'm fully healed. So.
Okay. Well, then weeks will pass.
Yeah. Do we not have a proper doctor here? No, guess not.
There's no cleric for certain.
There's no cleric. Yeah, definitely not.
There was some question of whether or not what's her name was going to come with you.
Shoshana, she did not get brought back. I don't.
Okay, Shoshana did not come.
I don't. Right. I'm pretty sure she didn't.
Okay.
Actually, I won't wait the 2 weeks. What I'll do is when I'm back on my feet, so after those 3 or 4 days, I will start seeing to my duties again. So I will in the evenings. Okay.
Wait. One more detail that might make a difference in your actions is that the spear of the knight has been recovered, but not its shield. The spear will be brought to you, and they'll say, we think this is the thing that hurt you. But they will note that the shield that you described the knight having was nowhere to be found. I don't know if that makes a difference for you or not.
Well, I think to myself that the ogre might have taken it, but other than that, I don't say anything. But what I'll do is I'm still injured, my shoulders are bandaged. I'm probably not wearing my padded vest. I'm just like shirtless with like bandages around my shoulder. But I will like relight my torches, and I'll sit on like my porch looking out over across the river like I've been doing. But what I will do is, as evening falls, I will get a bucket full of crabs and fish, and I'll like leave it at the edge of the light on the other side of the river. And I don't expect it to come straight away, but I think that's going to be my routine while I'm recovering.
Yeah.
Be the second night.
A few days later, I think the ogre will have come around and spot the bucket of crabs.
The ogre will take the crabs, go on its way again.
Well, I'm sitting in the chair, so I will
if you're
stand
to like see it. Yeah.
Well, I'm probably in the shade, so you might not. Well, you've got 18 perception. You probably do see me, but as I see you getting to the crabs, I'll like get up and like walk towards the edge of the creek and say, "Hey, you ogre."
The ogre will wave.
Oh, are you okay? Did they heal you up?
She has the shield in her left hand and the big tree branch. Just
they did.
In the right.
You saved me.
Well, you said I could come into town if I save you. They weren't happy when I came. You lied.
I said you could eat, and I motioned towards the bucket. I said you could eat, and I've been leaving food out for you ever since I was back on my feet.
She'll sit down, look at the bucket, inspect it.
Do you want to cook them? I've got a fire over here if you want to cook them.
She nods, and she'll step over and come and hang out with you near the fire.
The rest of the folk in the town, they're nervous. You've got to stay. Don't go any further than this.
They eat.
Yeah, so I'll sit back down on my chair and eat a crab while the ogre eats like 10.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think once we've finished eating, I will say, I need to sleep now. You should probably go back into the forest, but I'll be here tomorrow night.
More food?
Yeah.
She nods. Is there anything exceedingly interesting about the shield, or no? I'm curious if Kalfu would see anything. My character wouldn't care, but...
Alfu probably wouldn't notice anything. You would notice that there is, like, strange markings on the inside of the shield, but you can't read. You're completely illiterate and dumb as a brick. So I don't know if you make any... I don't even if you know if you recognize writing, but, like...
No, I would definitely... just notice that there's... The inside of the shield is actually scraped and fucked up. So, yeah. She'll come around the next night, or they will come around the next night.
Does the shield have the White Prince's sigil on it, or is it all like sort of worn off by now?
It's the symbol of a stare, bright as the day it was made, practically. I mean, not entirely. You know, there's some fading, but like yellows and blues.
Okay, so it probably makes me a little bit uncomfortable seeing it, actually. Because I think in the back of his mind, Kalfu is a little bit worried about hell or whatever the equivalent of that would be. For betraying a star. But yeah, he leaves the food out again, and we'll do the same thing over the next week or two while he recovers. And
Dan will just start coming over and using your fire and whatnot. They'll probably bring like a deer one day, and you will wake up to them in the morning just cooking a deer.
Nice. Okay, yeah. So I think we hang out, and I will eventually start making very strong versions of my tea for the ogre to drink as well. And after I've made it, I'll say, Den, this tea, it's magical. Gives you visions of my god beneath the waves. Are you sure you're ready for this? I say, sort of motioning like a bucket of it towards you.
What do ogres know about the gods?
Well,
have there been
gods.
any notable gods that have touched down and like dealt with ogres, or no?
Verasi is your deity. She is the creator of ogres, goddess of death and destruction. She made you as some of the very first people upon this earth a long time ago. And even though you are like an outcast from your society, you were still taught at a young age that ogres are one of the very first creatures to exist, created by the primary force of destruction. And that makes you the blessed ones of the gods, the most honored, the most destructive, the most powerful, the most fearsome. Truly, the greatest of God's creatures are ogre kind. That's your education. Yeah.
Me and my people, we worship Verasi.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Ted?
Ted will nod.
This is something else. Beneath the seas. Unknown to the rest of the gods. They've been sending me a vision. Drink. Maybe you'll see it too. Maybe you'll know where it is. I think it's on this island somewhere.
He'll drink. Can I roll my grub skills?
That's a great question. Do you have two separate grub skills, or is there a
two separate mouths?
Two separate taste buds. So one could like something and one could dislike it. Interesting. Yeah.
D20 or it's
3d6. Yes.
Here's
never
dens.
Ooh.
Dens and heads.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you can never get 40-61 on grub skill. It is far too critical of a stat to allow for such advantageous rolls.
How do I like it?
It doesn't taste
well,
great.
You got to roll me a grub skill check for this tea.
Yeah.
Who drinks it?
Half and half?
Oh, they each take a sip.
Not good.
Yeah, could you mark your grub skills on your character sheet under the appropriate names? Thank you.
If you start to like spit it out, I'll say, it doesn't taste good, but drink it. You must drink it all for the effects.
She's gonna stop drinking. You're gonna have to. That's one. They
Yeah.
both stop drinking. No, not good.
No, Dan, please. Please drink it. You're the only one who can help me find this place. You need to see it for yourself.
If you let me into town, I'll drink your tea.
I can't let you into the town. They'll kill you. They don't trust your
They'll
kind.
push the tea away and keep eating their crabs.
Fine. I accept it. I'll try again another night. But I'll continue to make pleasant, if not. I think we spent a lot of time probably just sitting with each other, not really
Eating,
saying too much.
And yeah, Kalfu, you get spotted hanging out with the ogre a few times. And when you are in town doing the things that you have to do in town, getting food, talking with people, the majority of your life, you'll get some interesting questions from folks. Like, why are you always hanging out with that ogre? And how come that ogre hasn't eaten you yet? Doesn't it like the taste of people?
It's strange. I think it's on its own. Lonely, maybe.
Couldn't we kill it then? Wouldn't it be easy to capture it or take it by surprise and slay it?
Things saved my life. I've grown attached to it. It was here before us.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's been here its whole life. It knows this island well. Plus, if there's any more of those knights around. Say that again?
Does it know of any treasure on the island? I mean, I've always thought that the Kaiser family must have had buried treasure somewhere, or secret lairs, a hidden fortress somewhere with gold.
Maybe. The drowned one has been speaking to me in my dreams. There's something out there, I know it. I'm hoping it can help me find it.
People will continue to let you observe the ogre, and in fact, sometimes even some folks will come and sit on a rooftop to watch your interactions with the ogre, just to see what's going on, sort of like curious onlookers. Yeah, they wave.
Did they wave back?
Oh, very gently.
I will invite.
Hold out like a crab, offering.
Nope. There's way too much for them. They're not coming anywhere near you. You are terrifying. You have two heads. And I know
No, it's fine. Yeah.
You're a sweetheart, but they don't know.
They don't. A lot of racism against ogres.
Certainly.
Oh, yeah.
I will invite anyone who's curious, I will invite them to come and eat with us one night.
The ogre will also ask you for the food. It works for its stuff. Doesn't take handouts too much. And they'll ask you if you want anything done. Do you want, I'm sure she's seen lots of undead in the forest. She'll ask as she wanders around there, do you want me to kill him?
Yeah, kill them. The sooner we get rid of those beasts, the better. They're an affront.
She'll start
Kalfu.
killing undead.
Dead.
Bringing back, Oh, sorry.
Bring back the skulls.
She will start killing undead and then putting the skulls, in her, I don't know, makeshift bag or something like that, and bringing them back, and every time she kills one, she'll group them up and bring them over in exchange for crap.
That's cool. Yeah, so I'm building my skull collection. I will bring up the tea again. I really want you to drink it. So I will sort of I'll be making I make a comically large brew of it every night. So I get a bucket full of it, and I will dip my mug into it and drink. And I'll every time you want some?
Do you have the lance portrayed anywhere or no?
Yeah, probably. Where would I have that? It's probably too big to have inside my house. I'd probably have it just leant against the wall of the house.
She'll probably say, Den will say,
You give me that, I drink your nasty tea.
Fair enough. It means nothing to me. You can have it.
Okay, they think it's cool. They'll take it. They'll drink your tea.
Okay. When it drinks the tea, I will I make sure it's sitting on my side of the fire, looking across the creek into the forest, like I do when I have my vision of the same place. Yeah, he is a bit, yeah. And I will okay. Takes a little while to come into effect. You'll start to notice it first, the sound of the waves getting louder. You can hear the waterfall from the creek as if it's inside your brain, expanding and expanding. You can hear the crickets, the birds. Close your eyes, concentrate, listen to the waves. It's the sounds of the water. And I'll try and it's not hypnotism, but it's kind of a bit like that. I will do like controlled breathing, and he's kind of knows how to get himself into the kind of state where he kind of gets this vision. So he's going to try and encourage that in Den as well.
Yeah. What do you want for a check here, Koibu? There's 2 heads doing it, ingesting a lot of it. Both have their own separate minds. Do you want 2 checks here?
I
Will it even affect the ogre because they have 18 con?
actually need you to make me a constitution check to keep it down for the first time. Yeah. You can hold it in your stomach, and it will affect you. There is no resisting it. You can't just willpower your way through hallucinogenics. Try as you might. You do drift off into slumber. You have a strange dream. What is the place that you're dreaming of? It's a tree, right, Nick?
It's literally just a spot in a jungly forest. There's a little creek. There's kind of like a small mound. There's like a few different hills. There's nothing, like it's nondescript, but Caltho at this point has memorized the exact types of trees, the angles of the branches, the shape of the stream and where it crosses, everything about it, because he keeps seeing it.
Give me a pair of intelligence checks, Den and Ted.
There's 1d20 plus 5 and 1d20 plus 3.
You recognize this spot. You have no idea where it is. It's somewhere in the woods. You've definitely come across it before, but you couldn't remember where the fuck it is for the life of you. But it's there. You've definitely seen it before. You've definitely walked this spot before.
Does this spot feel special at all to me, or is it literally just a spot?
I mean, it feels special now, but it didn't feel special the first time you walked across it. And slowly, you'll wake up later, and the dreams will have faded a wee bit.
He'll explain, or
Did you see it?
probably Den will do most of the talking. Den will explain exactly what she saw. Ted will stay silent.
That's it. That's the place. It's here, isn't it? On the island.
Well, I've seen it. I've walked past it many a times. I just
Shrugs.
we don't know where it is.
We have to find it, then. The drowned
Point
one.
to the forest.
It's in there.
Yes.
Here, come.
And she will try to bring you to the forest.
No. We will go in the morning, Dan, when it's light. Come back here at sunlight.
Let's just go now.
It's too dangerous.
And I'm
My eyes aren't as good as yours. All right, well, you look for it, but come back for me in the morning.
They're gonna go look for it themselves now. They're curious about it, and they probably won't come back in the morning. I'll give them a, I don't know, willpower check. If it passes, they'll come back. If it fails, they're gonna be too curious and go for themselves. Yeah, they're gonna be curious and go try and find it themselves in the day.
Oh.
Slash night.
Stealing my treasure. So I think in the morning, conveniently, can I say I'm back to full health now, Neil? Or
Yeah, it's
not?
been a few weeks. It's fine.
He waits in the morning. He's got his supplies packs. He's got a rope curled up, tied to his waist. He's got a backpack ready to go. He's got his axes, and he waits at the edge of the creek for Den.
Ugh.
It will never come.
Wait, and you wait.
By the
Meanwhile,
time-
Den.
Well, hang on. Just to finish. By the time the sun's high in the sky, by the time midday, he will cross the creek and head into the woods and look for him. Maybe following the tracks from the night before if he can.
Why don't we go to our break? And when we come back, we'll see what our party has stumbled across, if anything. Catch you on the other side. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tides of Death. I'm sorry, Den. You're exploring the woods. You're looking for this spot you found in your dreams. Now, you've walked a great amount of territory. What are the chances of you coming across this spot?
Well, it
Probably not
depends. Did I?
great.
I wouldn't notice the exact spot. I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, that's the spot, of course, because it doesn't mean anything to me. But different parts of the island probably have different types of like foliage. Maybe the
Hmm.
creek would ring a bell, etc. So,
Hmm.
did I notice anything that would bring me to an area that I should start searching?
Give me one intelligence check. Your best intelligence check.
I'm gonna argue wisdom or willpower here, which is a worse stat because I think that you're traversing the forest. You're not.
Well, this is
You're looking
memory
at what you
related,
see,
right? You're
right?
trying
Neil,
to.
I think he should
Oh,
get to
okay.
roll both intelligence checks, but only needs to pass one. So it's kind of like a worse version of advantage.
Because this is on their island that they were born and from, sure. But generally speaking, we're going to
Yeah.
be limited to one int or wisdom check per character. But this is, your home island, so go ahead. The two will do.
Here's 2d20, and then we'll add the others. Nope.
Yeah, no. You wander the woods, searching, looking, but not finding. Or I guess I should say, you don't remember any details from the weird dreamlike state that would lead you to where this would be. So you could wander, or you could go back. I don't know what you
Think of
want
a
to do
luck
with it.
chance. They're gonna wander around and see if they have
Okay,
luck on it.
you're just gonna wander and look for it. No luck
Oh, you find it.
today. No, unfortunate. Sometimes the dice do come in your favor. Not today.
Okay.
You wander the jungle, high and low, coast and mountain.
Eventually, when it gets to nighttime, they're probably gonna go back to the crab haven.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yes. You go back to Kalfu, who can give you more crabs.
Didn't he get a? He's gonna go look himself too.
Yeah, I was gonna go out at midday.
Oh right, Kalfu's going out.
Yeah. So I've spent a long time looking and thinking about this place. So I know the types of trees and the types of foliage and what the stream looks like. So I think I'm going to be able to walk through the island and I don't need to search every spot. I feel like I can glance around and I'll know it if I see it. So I'm walking around for places that look like it. Now I'm not going to go too far out here because I know it's dangerous beyond the trees, and it's probably as far as I've been. So for this first day, I'm just going to go like a few hours into the woods, and I'm going to head back, make sure that I'm back before dark. Just see if I see anything that looks familiar.
Okay.
But
Well.
Huh?
Look at what you come across. You will find it because it is close to town. Actually, it is not too terribly far. It is along the cliffside, but not here. Much deeper, much further along, way beyond this point. But it is along this cliff edge where you come across a small creek, the tree, and has the right leaves and the right shape, and it sticks out like a sore thumb.
Does it
in
feel
your
like
memory.
deja vu?
Yeah, you've got that, like, this is the spot. This is the place to which my dreams have led me.
Nice. Okay, I look around the foliage. Do I see more of my hallucinogenic plant here?
Everywhere.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, in the vision, there's a little, like, hump on the ground. Now, you might think that the instinct is to dig, but I don't think that necessarily is Kalfu's instinct. I think what I'm going to do is sit on the hump and trip on the tea.
Okay.
And I know it's a little bit dangerous, so I might...
Nighttime.
Well, it's not nighttime yet, right? It's maybe going night. I'm going to make myself an improvised shelter, if I can, and try and set some, like, twig-breaking traps around my little camp area to act as some sort of a defense. But I'm pretty committed to spending a few hours here on this spot.
Okay.
Like, maybe I'll dream of the next point, or maybe I'll still dream of this, but this is gonna be my first port of call.
You use the new leaves from the spot, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then... Oh, go ahead.
No, please, go, Dan, go.
Den shows up at the place and notices that there is no crab. There is no crab man.
Crab man gone.
They think better about going into town, and they will go into the forest. Do an int check to see if they remember that you went into the forest looking for your thing. They don't. They just go about their business. Crabman's not there today.
No crab man.
Okay. You will wake up in the morning, Crabman, having slipped into a deep trance, where you dream of the same place that you are, but much in the same way as before, with no new information being gotten, only just the same place standing out in your mind, screaming out to you something about this place. Something.
Okay. When I wake up, it's by the cliff, right? I'll check the cliff for like secret entrances or something like that.
Yeah,
That's it.
you're just a human, right? So you have your regular base chance, and you don't find any secret entrances. Just looks like a rocky cliff.
I will walk back to town, but I want to try and make sure that I can find this place again. So I'm going to mark trees along the way with my axe. So I just put a little X in the trees as I go, and I'll go back to town. And I'm going to like refresh my supplies, get some old food, and I'm going to find a shovel as well. And maybe a pickaxe if I can get one.
You can get a shovel. So tools are going to be limited for this group of people on this island, right? There's not shovel production. There are probably like 7 shovels that were brought with you and laid
I'd probably
here.
have to go and ask Brophy for it.
I think so.
So I think that's what I'll do then.
You know, being the person in charge of logistics, Brophy will look at you and be like, "Why do you need a shovel? I haven't assigned you any digging duties."
The drowned one has been speaking to me in my dreams. A place in the forest. I found it. I need to dig.
First off, praise the drowned one for giving us this life.
Indeed. Praise him.
Second off, if I had a nickel for every time someone told me that the drowned one had told them to do something and so I need to give them some money or some gold...
Please, John, please. You've got to understand. I'm not a superstitious man. Usually, I've dreamt of the same spot, night after night, for weeks. When I awoke from my injury, it was all I could think of. It's all consuming. And I found it my first day searching the island. It could have been anywhere, but I found it within a day. It's a sign. Trust me, if Sale was here, this is what he'd want. He'd know, he'd tell me to go, he'd go with me. He'd probably know what was there.
John Brophy's a good judge of character. He makes his charisma check. He sees the seriousness in your eyes. Okay. Look, we only have 7 shovels. All right?
I understand.
We'll get you one. But if you break it, that's it for you. Okay? No more visions. No more lending tools. You break this shovel. Clearly, the drowned one doesn't want you to do this shit, and you're full of shit, and you're done.
You won't regret it, John.
Back
You've
on
made the right
skeleton
decision.
duty.
That's fine. And if I see them out there, I'll kill them anyway. So I'm
Good.
I'm still doing that.
Good. Just
Great.
tools are limited.
Shall I wait here or
I made a roll.
should I go somewhere to get it?
He
For
will
when I
walk
would
with
show
you
up?
to escort you to get the stuff. Yeah. So 8 o'clock.
8 a.m.
8 a.m. Great.
I
You
rolled
grab.
24. Yeah.
You get the shovel, Kalfu, and as you're headed back in the direction, there's the ogre hanging out, waiting for crabs.
Oh, you're here.
Ted is hungry. Where are the crabs? You were not here last night.
Dead. Sorry, I've been in the forest. I found the spot. The place from our dreams.
I'll.
Here.
She notices the shovel. Oh, she notices the shovel.
You need help dig?
Maybe. Here, you want something to eat? I'll like throw him like a piece of like fish jerky or something that I've made.
They take it and they'll eat it.
Yeah.
She'll pass it to Ted. Ted will look at it approvingly and chomp it down.
We can get some more food when we're out there. Let's go.
Okay.
And I shall lead the way
John
enthusiastically.
Brophy see her at all?
No, because
You
John
said they were
Brophy led
walking
you
back
to
together.
the
Okay.
tool place and then sent you off on your own. So it's just the two of you.
We go.
Okay. Yeah, you head back to that same
What type
spot.
of stuff is in the forest? Like bad creatures.
Well, there are trolls
She's
that
gonna
are
ask
known
him
to be
about it.
here. Trolls are the most dangerous monsters that you'll find in these woods.
Did you see any trolls?
They have trolls here? No. I wouldn't be around if I'd seen a troll.
There's trolls, and there's even a dragon.
Can you fight a dragon?
That's correct. Lives beneath the lake.
Really?
They will nod.
Which lake?
She'll point to the ocean.
That's not a lake. That's the sea.
It's a sea.
There's a dragon in there?
She nods.
You've seen it?
She nods.
What color is it?
What color's a whale? Oh. Blue?
Gray? Blue?
Blue.
Wow. That makes sense. I nod. Crazy. But we shouldn't get distracted. Here, to have some more jerky. I hand you another piece. Focus. We need to find this place. We need to dig. And I will, keep marching towards. And I'll say, I talk. I'm ahead. I'm walking ahead, but I'm talking to Denton behind me as I walk. I say, I went there and I thought perhaps this was kind of a journey. Maybe you go to this one place, you dream again, you find the next place. So I dreamt while I was there. I imbibed the tea, but I didn't see anything else. This must be the place. This must be. We've been sent here. It's got to be to dig.
Where do you want me to dig?
I'll show you. Come, we'll find it. You'll see it. You'll know when you see it. The hill. And Kalfa will excitedly, walk through the forest, talking about what he's seeing.
Dan and Ted
what he's
are
gonna
keeping
do.
an eye out for trolls, etc.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's hope we don't find a troll. And eventually, I will get to the spot and slam the shovel down into the hill.
Dan will push you aside and take the shield. Use the shield to shovel.
Yeah, I won't let you use the shovel because I can't risk
I
breaking
assume big, large creature can shovel and dig up faster than you can.
Yeah, but big, large creatures also prone to breaking tool sized for man. If you were to use like a
She's
child's
using
shovel.
her shield.
Oh, your
Using
shield.
shield.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Not,
yeah.
not
Totally.
using my shovel.
No, not a shovel. She's
And
using
you dig at the base of the tree. And
Is
you
that
don't
where the
have-
hill is?
wherever he said that.
Yeah,
it
it's like
was.
right near the
Yeah.
tree. You don't have to
19 on the
dig
string.
too far. Wow, look at that strength check or that perception check. You don't have to dig too far down, or you hit the water table. There is like a pool of water appearing as you dig, and water begins to fill the hole, and you dig, and water begins to fill the hole again.
She'll look to you.
Is there anything there?
Reaches her hand into the hole.
It comes out wet.
Water?
Let me see. Let me see.
Want it?
I reach my hand in.
It's water.
Do I feel
Is
like
there anything in the tree? Is there like a hole that like squirrels would
No.
live inside?
I mean, maybe higher up in the branches, but not on the main section of the trunk.
I mean, explain to me what I'm looking at. Could I dive beneath the island here?
No, I mean you're digging a hole, and you've just like hit below the water table. So like
Yes, it's just
you've
filling
got,
with
like,
water.
It's just a small hole in the ground that is slowly filling with water.
You found water.
Keep digging.
She will try to keep digging.
I mean, you still can, right? Just get a bigger hole.
Continue to dig with the shield, using its teardrop-shaped point to, plow into the ground and rip out
She will ask
more
for
and more
the
earth.
shovel.
Oh,
I don't like getting my hands wet. Can I use that?
no, you can't. I can't break it. I will taste the water, Neil. Is it salt water?
It is salt water.
Oh, okay. No, you
Um,
can't use the shovel, Denton. I'm sorry. Dented.
After a little bit, once the hole is a little bit bigger, you'll notice that the water, even when it's sort of in this large pit has a bit of a direction, like a flow, like it's coming downhill away from the mountain and kind of flowing out through the ground towards sea.
Is that odd? I wouldn't know, but he might.
I don't think so, right? It's kind of what you would expect,
Usually,
isn't it?
water table would be, relatively flat. I mean, there's of course going to be an angle to it, but the angle
Yeah.
would be unlikely to be noticed in such a narrow area. Like you wouldn't see the difference in water table from a hole, 3 feet across.
I'm confused as to what this means. But noticing
That's
it, Kalfu will stop and think about it. He's tired, so he's going to put the shovel in the ground and say, let's take a break. I need to think. And we'll
Do an in check.
yeah. I'll sit and try to consider this.
Where's the treasure, Kalfu?
Who knows it's even treasure? Maybe this is a holy spot. Maybe we're digging in the wrong place. From my vision that I'm getting, is this definitely the only spot? I mean, there's other places I could be digging, but this is at the center of the vision. This is what I thought it was.
Well, you're
Definitely
in the
pointing
right
to.
location. You might not need to be digging,
Yeah, sure.
but
I
you're
was gonna
definitely
say,
in the spot. Yeah.
She's gonna ask you,
Why don't you pray to your deity?
Yeah, I think that's wise. You're probably right. Can you,
When I pray to Verasi,
and they'll get on their knees, and she will call out,
oh great goddess Verasi,
and then do a prayer.
maybe you should call out your god's name and say it into the world.
No, it doesn't work like that. The drowned one remains hidden. You shouldn't even call Verasi's eyes to hear. This is a holy spot. I sort of jealously kind of move in front of the hole a little bit. I will make myself some tea. And as it's ready, I'll say to Dented, I'm going to pray now. Can you keep watch over me for a couple of hours?
They none.
And I will feed my habit and do some more drugs. And this time I'm interested in if the vision is still of the hill or if now I can see the hole. I'm wondering.
Denton plays with the shovel while you're hallucinating.
Damn you. Don't break my shovel.
I rolled a wisdom check. I'm so sorry.
All right. I need you to make me a dex check, Dented.
Dented.
Oh, you did it. All right. You don't break the shovel. Well done. Well done.
Nice.
Okay. You wait and dream. You take your drugs.
Yeah.
Your vision comes back much the same as the first time. The hole is not in it. Everything else is the same. The little creek, the hill, the leaves, the trees, the branches, the sights, the sounds, the smells, the colors.
Yeah.
You come out of your drug-induced trance hours later.
I will go back to the cliffside and I'll kind of knock on the cliff and walk along it with my axe and see if it sounds hollow anywhere.
You clatter your axe, bang, 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 on the sides of the cliff. Give me a perception check. See if you notice any difference in sound. No, seems the same. Although, I guess the ogre should also make a perception check. See if they notice. Yeah.
Oh.
You will pick up the very subtle sounds of a hollow patch. Was that 2 20s in a row?
Yeah.
Of a different tone being made by the sound of the back of the battle axe on the cliff wall behind it.
This is not the dump stat. It's the greatest stat ever.
That's useful. It's proven good.
She's gonna bring you to it.
Wait, Ted.
What is
did
it?
you hear that?
And then they'll bicker a little bit.
Well, we seem to have heard that it sounds different over here.
Here?
Is that what you were looking for?
Yeah, I move back along the wall, hitting it again until you notice it again.
Dan and Ted are gonna take a few steps back, do a charge at the wall.
With
and
your
attempt
shoulder?
to break through stone. Yeah.
Give me a Ben Bar's lift gates chance. It's a D100. Ben Bar's lift gates are lower.
D100?
Yeah, it's a really low shot of working.
No.
Yeah, definitely not. You slam yourself into the wall. You come away scraped, bruised, maybe bleeding ever so slightly.
See, you hear it's different.
It is different. This is it. I didn't get a pickaxe, so I'm desperate to find out what's behind it. So I will take my axe and swing at the wall. Do you want me to make the same check, Neil?
No, you're gonna make a break your axe check.
I need you to make a break your axe check. I need you to make me a saving throw versus crushing blow for metal, which is going to be a 7 or higher on a d20 not to break your axe. Okay. Your axe smashes into the wall. Sparks go everywhere. A small chip comes out of the edge of your axe, but otherwise it's fully intact and fine and capable and fine weapon still.
What? Do I make any dents in the wall?
You might chip away a small section of rock, but nothing serious. But it's enough to let you know that this is rock. And it does chip. It's not an illusion. It's real.
I have an idea in that I look to Dented's giant tree, and I have a memory of a book that I saw as a kid. I can't read, but a book of like the White Prince sieging a town and sieging a gate with a battering ram. And I have a great idea. Like, you can battering ram the thing. So I sort of explained to you, okay, listen, we're gonna try and ram the stick into the wall like a ram. Okay, you hold the front, I'll hold the back, and we'll charge.
This is my special stick. Let me find a new one.
Okay,
She's attached to the stick.
we can cut down a tree.
Yeah, you have an axe. There you go.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Maybe
well,
we cut down this tree.
And she points to the tree that is in the vision.
Maybe this was
Maybe.
the tree.
maybe, yeah. Okay.
Okay, we cut the tree down.
It might take a while, but yeah, we'll cut it down.
Okay.
And I'll hack off the branches until we have, like, it doesn't have to be perfect, but a log, basically.
Great. Well, you hack it down. You chop off the branches well enough. You fashion yourself a battering ram by mid-afternoon. And together, with your combined 17 strength, you can heave and hoe and slam the tree trunk into the cliff face.
Yes.
Let me...
If it is genuinely hollow, like a door or whatever, right? It would only be a matter of time, yeah?
Should be.
That
But I have no
sounds
idea if it's
reasonable.
genuinely
Yeah.
Especially with a holy and blessed tree as a battering ram.
Yeah, these all seem like reasonable assumptions and conclusions. Give me a D100 Kalfu.
Okay. 82?
Two of you spend a few minutes slamming the tree trunk against the wall, but it doesn't seem to be breaking the wall, and all you're getting are splinters in your fingers.
Damn it. This should have worked. I shake my head. We're gonna have to go back and get more tools from the town. Well, Dented, we've worked a lot today. Good job. You want to get some food? Some crabs?
They nod.
Let's go. And we'll head back and...
Yeah, you head back. You head down to the water where your normal crab fishing spot is. There's 4 other people already down there. They pick up their stuff and begin to skittish away when they see the 2-headed ogre coming out of the jungle. By all the gods above and below, what is that? Kalfu!
Don't worry. He's okay.
They wave both arms because each one's waving.
We'll hunt on this side of the creek, and I'll hunt for crabs, like, down the shore a little bit, so as not to upset the other people. But I'm hoping that over time everyone will get used to seeing him and slash her and grow a bit more comfortable with it.
That'd be nice. Well, get your crabs.
Yes. We eat, and then I think I'll say to them, I need to get some better tools to break the wall, but perhaps come back here in the morning and we'll head out again.
They nod.
You meet me there?
If you
I
prefer,
was
yeah,
over
I'll meet you
during the
there.
night.
Yeah,
Okay.
they'll go watch over it during the night and hang out there and
Okay.
drink the salty god water, because they think it might do something.
It just makes you want to puke. Yeah.
They puke.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't drink the seawater, kids.
In the morning,
Yes,
I
go.
will take the shovel back to John Brophy.
Oh, it's back in one piece. Good. Good.
Perfectly fine. It turns out, John, that the shovel didn't turn out to be what I needed. There's a secret cave hidden in the cliff face. It's hollow, I can hear it, but I can't break through. Do we have a pickaxe or something like that?
Why would you need a pickaxe? If it's a
break through
secret
the cliff.
cave, then it's a secret door, and secret doors have knobs that open them.
Huh. Well, maybe you're right. Maybe there's a secret button.
Shakes his head. Everyone's always trying to just break things down. No appreciation for the few tools we've got. Just find the door. Mumbles to himself.
Do we have a pickaxe in case that doesn't work?
We have a pick. Yeah. Just the one,
Can
though.
Can I borrow it?
He brought
We
the
only
shovel
have
back
one.
intact.
I didn't break the shovel, John. Look, it's in perfectly good condition. I understand our predicament here. I'll be careful.
Look, if this is a secret that your deity is leading you to, there's probably another way in. If you can't
our
find
our deity, John.
our deity, yes.
Narrow my eyes.
Give him a charisma check, Neil.
For what? Am
Getting
I
the
rolling?
pickaxe. Oh no, I
Oh.
was saying for
No.
Calvin.
Nope.
No,
John
I
Brophy
got
is in
17.
charge of this island, and he is a good businessman. He is not lending any resources that he can't get back. And this guy, who is hanging out with an ogre, trying to break into a
Yeah.
secret cliff beyond the visions of some hallucinogenic tea, like, I'm not
He's on
wasting
some
our
weird shit, yeah.
supplies on this fucking
Calfu
lunatic.
gets he's angry, but he knows better than to. He's smart enough not to like fight John or something. But I think he will like smash something next to him, like, God damn it! Why won't you listen? I'm going to find this sword. If I can't get in, I'm
Euclid, get
taking
in
that pick.
here! John Brophy shouts.
I like storm out and like sort of like shoulder barge Euclid a little bit as I walk out if he's coming in.
Yeah.
Does Euclid say anything? Euclid is always perfect.
Yeah, I mean, you shoulder budge past him, and he mumbles, "Oh, the winds are strong today." Brophy, have you called upon me? I see your light is fading. And you disappear as this conversation is happening, Calvu.
I will like I storm back across the creek and head into the forest to try and get to the spot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Eventually I get there and I find dented, probably, well, like feeling a bit sick sitting by the pool of water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, you're here.
We drank the water. Not good.
Yeah, no, don't drink that. Listen, get up. I've been thinking about it. We were meant to find this place. I don't think we need to break the door. We need to find the button. There'll be a lever or a button or something hidden around here or in the cliff face that'll open the door. You look for it. 2 heads are better than 1, or 3 heads better than 1.
They'll look for it. Not.
I start like running my hands over the wall,
They'll probably check
looking for a button.
near the wall or near the floor. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, whatever it is, it must be ancient. It must be very old.
Yeah. So we maybe like dig away at the foliage.
Yep.
Near the wall.
Mm.
Try and clear the thing out. Maybe if there's like moss on the wall or anything like that, we'll like, I'll use like the blade of my axe to sort of like chip it away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I will spend like day and night here. 2 days, 3 days, until I run out of food and need to go back. But we've got water, we've got some food. I'm gonna like exhausting myself searching for this thing.
In a fury, Kaufu and Den scour this area. They clean the cliffs of moss and plant matter. They dig in the ground. They push over plants, rip up bushes,
After like
knock down trees.
a few hours, Den will say,
We need tool. Go get tool. Go get it.
No, dead
I
right.
will.
You can't. They won't give it to us. They don't have one.
You
she thinks to herself if you said that they wouldn't. Well, you just said they wouldn't give it to us.
Yeah.
They think.
okay? I guess We keep looking.
No, look
Keep looking.
longer.
I look at the fallen tree and have a moment of horror as I think, what if the button was on the tree? And I'll start like rolling the log over and looking, checking for that. Like, do any of the branches that I cut off like move, like at the stump or anything like that? I'm hoping that I don't find anything on the tree.
It seems to just be a tree.
Yeah.
Seems just to be a tree. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Pray
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I pray. Call out. Beg them. Maybe they'll show you the way.
I think to Sail, never saying Rohi's name. Actually, wait, do I even know its name?
That's what I was thinking about. I don't know. Den wouldn't know if you know their name, but I feel like, were you around when Nilrim was doing the memes? Because you probably would have heard it.
I think Kelfu was one of the first people that was indoctrinated and
Yeah.
was drowned and has seen the name and seen the eyes. So yeah, Kelfu knows Rohi's name.
Koibu, enough messing around. If this is the holy spot and you're meant to find it, call out to them.
You're right,
That's how
okay.
Stuff gets done.
I will, in frustration, I guess, I will like kneel at the hole with the salt water. And I'll sort of like I put my hands either side of the hole and sort of like dip my head so that my face is just above the water and I'm like talking into it. And I will put my head in the water and say, like, you know, no one could hear me, but I'll say like, Rohi, show me the way. Show me what you want me to find. And then I'll like take my head out and breathe and then like put my head back in the water and say it again. And I'll do that for 10 minutes or so.
Much to my amusement, nothing happens. But you search.
I guess like, yeah, I
Search
search.
high
Yeah,
and low.
For a
for
day.
days. Well, I'll stay for days.
Let's do one day at a time, because I think the ogre is going to go get your pickaxe.
I need the two of you to both roll me a d20.
Do I want high or low?
Doesn't matter. No. You both search. You spend the day clearing the area. You've moved everything off of the rock face. You've cleared out the ground nearby. You've dug down like at least a foot all along this area for like 10 feet in either direction. You've cleared bushes. You've moved trees if you've needed to. It seems to be utterly ordinary and non-magical and just regular rock. And Kelfu,
Mm-hmm.
a horrible thought crosses your mind.
Oh, yeah.
What if the ogre is full of shit and this is not a hollow spot? You didn't hear it.
Wait, did I not? I didn't pick up on the sound.
You never picked up on the sound, but the ogre certainly did.
Oh, well, I mean, I will double check that to make sure. Because I
How do
feel
you
like if
double
I'm
check?
listening... Well, if I'm listening for it, I feel like I'd be able to notice it. Do I not hear it when I listen for it?
I mean, if you put your ear against it and you slam it pretty hard and you check the areas back and forth, yeah, there definitely is a different tone to this spot right here. Okay, it's not just the ogre. Just trying to get you to doubt him and them.
The ogre is going to start getting upset. They want to see what's there.
I'm upset too.
You get axe. You break wall.
What
Okay.
time of day is it by now? Is it late? I think it's probably pretty late.
It's probably getting to nighttime now.
Yeah.
I say to him, okay, Dented, I'll get it. I'll bring it back here in the morning and we'll break through.
Hey, nod.
Okay, I will head back to the town. You can come with if you want food, I guess. But
Welcome, eat.
I resign myself to trying to steal the axe. To try and steal the pick, I mean.
Just
Do I
before
know where it is?
sundown. It's in the keep.
Yeah, so in the morning I will make an excuse to like go over there.
Sure.
Do I have friends? Am I friends with anyone in the keep, or do I have a reason that I'd want to go and speak to John? Just to maybe report that I've killed a few skeletons
Sure.
in the
yeah.
woods.
Yep.
Or I'll tell him that I spotted a troll.
Ah,
Deeper
good.
into the-
Lying
deeper
to
into
the quartermaster. Great idea.
Well, I think what's happened is Kalfu's not getting a lot of sleep. He's not. He's up all night searching, and even when he is sleeping, he's tossing and turning, and he can't get this thing out of his mind. and I think he's just getting a bit delirious, really.
So you come into John Brophy's office looking a little bit delirious, a little underfed, underwatered.
Oh, John, I've been out in the trees. No. There's no need for that. I saw a troll. I didn't want to fight it. It was too dangerous, but it was closer than
Absolutely.
We should keep an eye out for it. And,
Thank you. Euclid pops into the room.
Euclid, I saw a troll. Beyond the creek. About 6 hours march into the woods, I saw it.
Brophy, when?
Yesterday.
You didn't come and tell us yet last night?
I was tired by the time I got back. It didn't follow me or anything, so I figured it wasn't immediately important.
6 hours away from town is pretty far. Is that where your mystical, magical spot is?
It is.
A pretty good distance. I mean, you could barely get there and back in a sundown.
Well, maybe it's a bit closer than 6 hours. I'm walking slow, perhaps. I can get there. If I leave in the morning, I get there just after midday. So maybe it's 3 or 4 hours. I don't know.
Well, we should probably alert everyone that there's a troll on the loose. Well, Brophy, why don't you... Not Brophy, Kalfu, why don't you go gather up all the warriors and talk to them about the troll and show them what you've seen and describe it in detail and... see, make sure everyone's got fire. We need fire and acid, right? But no one's got acid, so make sure there's plenty of torches and oil passed around. I'll put you on town defensive troll duty. And
yes.
I hope this will settle any questions about this nonsensical, magical, hallucinogenic tree.
Yeah, no, of course. No, this is more important.
Yes.
I'll go and speak to the warriors. I will sort of like dad run out of the ring. You know, I half walk, half run.
Yeah.
Sort of, and I will like look over my shoulder and try and like slip away deeper into the keep to look for the pick.
Sure. You can wander sort of deeper into the keep. Most of the keep is like completely unoccupied. You know, there's not enough people here to fill the whole thing. But Brophy's got an office, and the supply room is like the old treasure room, which is just like where everything is locked up.
Is it locked?
Yeah, it's locked behind a key.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Is there any way into it?
Yeah, the front door with the key. Yeah. It's a tough spot to be in. Trying to break into your own quarters or your own armory / supply chamber where all the goods are kept.
Who has the key? Is it John?
That's John. Yeah.
God damn it. Does he ever give it away to anyone else?
No.
I don't think I can. Okay, I go out and I go in. Trying to think of any reason that's not going to get me like thrown off the island and drowned.
How sure is your character that this is meant for him? This is his deity's thing. What lengths would you go to get in there?
He's pretty certain, but he's not gonna get himself killed over it, I guess. I'm trying to think if is there like weapons in there that we might want to get to go and kill the troll?
You already have your
Supply
weapons.
room?
Yeah, no, but is there like other people that would need their weapons out of there, or is everyone?
No, because all the people with weapons
on them?
have them. Yeah, and more ready supplies like oils or torches. You know, if you needed them, you would go in with Brophy and you would get them out if there were things that were needed from there. His whole purpose is to make sure that none of the pirates steal from the main pirate base. So he's got a pretty important job here.
Yeah, that's pretty true. I don't think Kalfu can think of a solution, so I think he goes back to his house and goes to sleep.
Ugh, brutal. Okay.
Den is a genius. Koibu.
Den is a genius.
Yes.
Okay.
When they know Kalfu's not coming back, it makes a different sound. They're gonna get another tree, and they're just gonna keep bashing for a few hours.
You can bash on the stone wall for a few more hours to no avail.
Nothing.
It will not break down. No.
Okay.
And this is in the morning, right? So then Kelfu will spend most of the day prepping people for the imaginary troll.
Yeah.
Do you meet up with Den later?
Yeah, I guess I will tell the other warriors that I'm going to go back to the spot and see if I can see the troll anymore.
Okay. They
And
wish
see
you
if it's
luck.
got any closer.
Mm-hmm.
And I will walk back over there rather sheepishly, with my head hung low.
Late in the
And
day.
I shake my head and say, "We don't have one. There's no pick."
Shrugs.
Maybe there's some other way in. I start messing around with the hole in the ground here. Like, is there any world where if I dig deep enough, I can swim under into
Yeah,
some
I
secret
mean,
place?
there's only one way to find out, right? You
Yeah.
have to do
So
it.
I say to
I try. I try pray.
I can't dent it. You worship Verasi. You'd have to forsake her. Here, use your shield. Dig the hole more. We can swim under.
They'll dig the hole more, thinking that now they can swim under. Yes, brilliant.
It's brilliant. I know. It's a
Mm-hmm.
great idea.
Mm-hmm.
I watch.
They'll
As it
actually
digs.
they'll try and dig near the base of the mountain.
Yeah. You can
That's where they
dig.
dig.
You can dig. You can dig. And the hours pass. And the
But it's
sun
just
begins
more
to
mountain
set.
under the.
And by the light of the fading sun, runes begin to appear on the wall. Because you fools never waited until sundown. I kept waiting. You were like, I'm going to spend days here. And then you like both left to town on your own. And by
Genius.
late sunset, you can see the runes beginning to appear, marking the wall around here. And this is where we go to look at Kelfu and Den's character sheet and know if either of them are literate.
I definitely wouldn't be.
Definitely
think.
not.
Go
Yes.
unless would
Earlier you
guards be
already
literate?
said you can't read. Yes.
Yeah.
There's writing on the walls. Oh my god, there's magic writing on the wall that only shows up when the sun sets.
This is it. Well done,
That
Denton.
look
We
like the
found
stuff
it.
on my shield. On my shield,
It does not match the writing on your shield.
but it looks the shield stuff then to dented will look like writing as well. Yes.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, it's weird scribbles and markings. I guess, if you're looking at like Sanskrit versus English versus Chinese, they're all going to look pretty freaking different. But if you're bright, you could recognize them all as writing. Sanskrit's kind of hard, but it's possible.
Do I recognize the language? I
You
might not
would.
be able to read, but I'm 14 inch, yeah.
Yeah, you recognize that it's in the common tongue.
It's in common.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is it. We'll have to come back. I can't read it, but I can find someone in the town who can.
Run, go now.
I look at the sun. How much? I mean, I don't have enough time to
I
get
mean,
there.
it's sundown. You'll have to spend the night in the woods. You can't wander through the woods at night. It's way too dangerous.
We'll have to sleep here, and I'll go and get someone in the morning. It's too dangerous.
They protest a bit, but sure.
Even if we could get back now, no one would come back with us at this time.
You just grab them, bring them.
No, that's not how it works, Denton. If you're gonna be a part of this community, you need to understand boundaries. People have personal space. You can't just go grabbing people.
They sigh.
Consent 101. You have to understand boundaries. You can't just go grabbing people. It doesn't work.
It's not. That's how people get killed. So I will sleep excitedly, and in the morning we'll head back to the town.
Okay. Well, we're going to be running out of time very soon in this session.
But we're coming back next week with more.
We got 20
We have
minutes.
25 minutes. We have some time here.
Yeah, just let us know what's inside at
I
minimum.
don't know. It might be a little bit of a cool dungeon crawl that we can do next week.
Well, it depends what's in there.
that Neil needs to plan. That's what I'm thinking, maybe.
Okay, so Kalfu, the
Yes.
next day when you go back to town,
Yeah.
right? Because you spend the night in the woods.
Yeah. You asking like what my strategy is here.
Yeah, what are you gonna tell people? They think that you go off to go look for the troll and you don't come back that night.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna appear in town the next day. And what are you gonna say to people as you walk back to town? You're thinking to yourself, like, what? What are you gonna tell them?
I think about a plan. That I was out there looking for the troll.
Hmm.
And I ran into the ogre that saved my life. And I was asking him about the troll. And we got caught up, and before I knew it, the sun was setting. So I had to spend the night out there. But the most amazing thing happened. The wall. Remember the spot, John? I was telling you about it. I think it's like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell this lie that I was out there looking for the troll. I found the ogre again. I was asking him about it. Time got away from me. The sun started to set. And that's when I noticed the markings on the wall, but I can't read it.
And who are you gonna get to come read these markings? Who do you trust enough with this secret knowledge? Is there anyone?
Yeah, well, is there someone who's literate and also a believer? Like, 'cause I get everyone believes in Rohi, but does
Who believes?
some people take it a little bit more seriously, I imagine. So I'm hoping to find someone who's, takes it a bit more seriously like me.
You know who takes it a little bit more seriously like you, who is trustworthy without a doubt, and who can read?
Sale.
It's little Bobby.
Oh, it's the little Bobby.
I mean, Sale, certainly, but of the people who are here right now,
Yeah.
it's little Bobby.
Well, I think he looks up to little Bobby a little bit because he's got kind of a close relationship with Sale.
Nobody looks up to little Bobby. You have made
that's
it
true.
painfully clear 100 times over. Anytime little Bobby gets a little bit of respect, someone beats it down. Dude, is little Bobby worthy of this secret? Is he?
Is there anyone else? I think to myself, God,
Please,
John's-
God.
is he really the only hope?
Brophy can read.
Yeah, but he doesn't take it that seriously. I think I will ask Brophy for recommendations, I guess. No, maybe not. I'm thinking about this as I
Brophy
go
will
to
pawn
sleep
Bobby
that
off
night.
on you.
It's the most important thing is that the person believes. So
So
if Bobby is literally the only choice, it has to be him. Yeah.
well, because there's 3 requirements. There's true believer, there's literate, and there's trustworthy, right? Because there are probably some believers out there that might try to stab you in the back to steal whatever this is and claim it for
That's
themselves.
true, yeah.
But Bobby wouldn't
That's
do
true.
that.
Bobby wouldn't do that. He'd be happy just to be involved. So I think what I'll do then is I will go to John and I will tell him that I spent the night out in the woods with the ogre looking for the troll, but I didn't see it. And the ogre said that trolls usually don't come this far. Usually they're more deeper into the island. Perhaps it was a one-off. Maybe a false alarm. And then after that, I'll go and find little Bobby.
You find little
Knock on his
Bobby.
door. Bobby,
He perks up.
how you
Hello?
doing? Hey, can I come in? I'll close the door behind me.
Yeah, he looks at you suspiciously. What is it?
I need your help with reading something, but it's important. I can't bring it to John.
He glares at you suspiciously. Someone has come to him for something important that they can't trust with John? This has got to be someone's prank. I'm not in the mood right now, Kalfu.
No, Bobby, really, it's a sign from the drowned one. It's important. This is your chance.
He perks up. What is it?
I lean in close. I've been getting visions in my dreams of a spot out there in the jungle. I've been searching it days and nights I've spent, and I finally found it. At sundown, when the setting sun shines upon the cliff face, runes appear, but I can't read them. But I'm sure there's something behind that cliff. Maybe a tomb, Perhaps treasure? Perhaps a shrine? Whatever it is, it's got to be important. I've been dreaming of it for weeks since I got here. But I don't just need someone who can read. I need someone who can look after themselves. The jungle's dangerous. And it isn't easily scared because you see me with that ogre. He's been helping me.
You're not going to feed me to the ogre, are you?
Of course not. If I did that, John and Sale and Archie would never forgive me.
Oh no, they might.
No. They give you a hard time because you're one of their favorites, I think. You know, they barely even acknowledge me.
That's true.
This is your chance to show them that their faith is not misplaced.
All right,
You're an asset
Kalfu.
here.
You better not be playing
That's the
with me.
spirit. I'm not, Bobby. You're gonna love me after this. Trust me. You ready now? Can we go now?
Okay.
Dented's waiting for us. That's the name of the ogre. You're not gonna be scared, right?
Mm-mm. He shakes his head.
Okay.
I'm no Archie.
Come on. Get your weapons. Let's go.
He does
Okay.
not say that.
I mean, as long as Archie's not here, yeah. 'Cause that one time he did run away, so.
He does not.
Well, James saw that. He nods.
He would get
Much.
his ass kicked.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he would. He gathers his supplies and comes with you.
All right, we march quickly into the woods. And as we approach Dented, I say to Bobby, right, just stay back. I'm going to introduce you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I wave. Dented, this is my friend. He can read. His name's Bobby. Bobby, this is Dan and Ted.
They wave.
I motion come on, closer.
He waves a little bit.
I'm Dan. He Ted.
Look at.
Hi? He says after a long pause. I'm
You
Bobby. What?
You can read?
Yeah.
That's good.
We call him Little Bobby.
You'll probably see them. Ripping limb off, chewing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bobby's a little bit
I pass out.
concerned, but stands by.
I pass some food out to Dented. And I take a sit down and say to Bobby, we gotta wait for sundown.
They pick up Bobby and inspect.
Oh, I should have taken.
Bobby
should've taken out.
screams as the ogre lifts him up by the feet. Put me down, you blunt
No!
head!
What are you doing? Stop.
Knock
Leave him
him
alone.
off!
We're looking at you, and he'll drop him.
What did I say about consent? Sorry, Bobby.
Just wanted to see you up close. You're small.
Bobby looks around. So where's this writing?
It's over here. I point to the wall, but not until sundown. I realize now I should have taken a what's it called? You know when you get charcoal or something and a piece
yeah.
of paper, a rubbing.
Yeah.
That would have been smarter.
Well, you spend the afternoon waiting, and sure enough, by the light of sundown, the words appear, and Bobby will read them to you. And it says, the chamber of the greatest king of Sulfur Island.
Is that it?
Yeah? Who's the
Well.
greatest king of Sulfur Island?
I shrug. I don't know. Maybe Brophy knows.
Would the ogre have ever heard about any human kings? No.
No. Whatever limited interactions you've had with humans would have been about the humans that are alive today, not the humans of the past.
Bobby,
But
you
you
have
know-
an idea how to open this?
Bobby shakes his head. I don't even know who is the greatest king?
Who knows? I don't know if that matters.
Are there even any kings here? I didn't think there were any people left. Well, except for the weird wild folk.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure he's not still around, Bobby.
Well, no, but the wild folk probably know who he is. They might know what's going on or how to get in. Why don't we ask them?
We could ask them. I guess if they knew how to get in, they'd have already got in by now.
That's a good point.
We don't tell anyone. This is ours.
Yeah, and if they've not gone in, it's probably because they don't want anyone going in. That's their people, right? If he's the king, he will have been their king. Man, all those books in the keep. Maybe there's a clue up there.
Well, it's late.
Yeah. Well, we can head back. But
Head back.
Bobby, just let's keep this between us for now.
What do you mean?
Well, we'll probably tell John, but I don't want to do it right away. I want to think about this, approach it in the best way. So just don't say anything for now.
You mean the buried treasure is just going to be a secret for the three of us?
We don't know it's buried treasure. It could be anything.
Did you hear what it said?
Yeah, it could be anything.
There's buried treasure. Or maybe a grave?
Could be anything. There could be magic in there.
The
Could be
chamber
dangerous.
of the greatest king of Sulfur Island?
You just hear a huge rock bashing on the stone.
That's true. We might be able to convince Brophy to give us the pickaxe now that this is here. Okay, Bobby, you're right. We've got a pick in the keep. John wouldn't give it to me, but maybe when he knows what this is, he will. Make sure you know exactly what this says, so we can tell John.
Yeah, I will.
All right, let's head back. Dented. Check back here tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'll be back tomorrow, but I'll be back in the next day or two.
Hey, none.
We'll head back.
Did you bring flint and tinder?
Yeah, I probably have got some on me.
They'll ask for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you stuff to make a fire.
Mm-hmm. You can make yourself a little fire out there. What are you going to do with your fire?
That's it.
You're just going to make a fire and chill? Okay, this isn't some
Make a
sort
fire
of...
and chill. Yeah.
Okay.
No, they just make a fire.
I thought there was a plan afoot. All right, well, the other two of you can go back to John Brophy. And you're going to tell him what you found. And Bobby's going to pause and try and stop you when it becomes clear, like probably before you get to Brophy, that this is your plan. He's like, but James, using your old name, isn't this our secret? Shouldn't we figure it out before we? I mean, if we tell him, then we'll have to give it. We'll have to give everything to him. You know, we'll have to give everything to Brophy. He'll claim it for everyone else. But if we get it for ourselves, we can take the best parts and keep it for ourselves and then give everything else and split it amongst everyone. Shouldn't we get there first?
Bobby, I don't know how to get in there. The pickaxe is the only way, and John would give it to me. Maybe...
Bobby rolls his eyes. You're not the smartest tool in the shed.
No, he is not.
What do you mean?
Come on. It's a clue. There's a way in. You just want to break it down? I don't know. But try. Don't just give up.
Been trying for days.
You're just going to give up half the treasure?
No. You're right. Fine. We'll come back tomorrow, Bobby, and we can use your superior intellect to find the way in.
Well, I don't know what the way in is. Fine. Let's just give Brophy the treasure then.
No.
No, you're right. You're right.
Me.
Let's just give it to Brophy.
No.
I'm sure we don't need any magic weapons or potions or, gold or jewels or women or men.
Well, maybe Bobby. John knows what I'm up to out here. He knows that I want the pick. Can you think of a reason why maybe you could request the pick? He might give it to you if he thought you had a real reason for it. I'm not saying we have to use it, but at least then we've got it if we need to.
Yeah, what is the pick used for in the society, in the town?
Right now, it's not used for anything, but in their infinite wisdom, the people who supplied this mission added a pick because every now and then you might need this tool, but there's no actual need for it. There's no mining that needs to be done here, so you probably don't need a whole bunch of picks, but let's just bring one just in case something comes up. Brophy's just being sort of stingy or
he's being
careful.
A stingy bitch.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, Bobby's ploy to get the pick from John Brophy, he's on board with lying to people, is going to be that...
Wally would do.
there is a lock on a cellar floor that he found that he can't open, and it's rusted and it can't be picked with like lock picks. So he needs just a big ass pick to just break open the lock, and then he'll return it again in, half an hour or whatever.
Now, are you sure that you want Bobby to ask? Or maybe you should get some other person to ask who like owes you a favor and then take the pick. Because Bobby's gonna get fucking laughed at.
Bobby's gonna get what?
Laughed at.
Yeah, but they might actually believe he needs a pick to break open a lock that anyone else could do with like a wrench or something.
That is true. But he would just tell
I'm gonna let Bobby go with his plan. I mean, I think he's probably right. There's probably a better way in.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got an ogre. They smash.
Bobby goes on
smash.
into the keep. And a few minutes later, Bobby comes right back out, his head hanging low.
What happens?
That I was stupid. He obviously knows that you need the pick, and he just sent me to do it. I told him about the lock and said that was dumb. You could probably break it with an axe or chisel and a hammer or something. He
I
laughed
put
at me.
an arm around him. Don't worry, Bobby. He's not going to be so smug once we get the treasure.
Laughed at me pretty bad.
Yeah, they ignore that guy. What does he do anyway? He just counts papers all day and bites coins.
When
I
we found him,
I don't even know why
just,
John. I don't even know why John put him in charge.
he just used to run a restaurant on some piece of shit island that's now completely killed by goblins. He's not
Is that
even
right?
an important person. Yeah, he was just a cook or a business owner or something. I mean, I think he knows Bale before Bale got killed, but like,
I kind of
Oh,
felt
no.
bad for that guy.
Bale?
Yeah.
Bale was a bitch.
Yeah, well, maybe. He worshipped the wrong god, but we have all made mistakes in the past. I think he could have seen the light. Sale should have put him through the same ceremony he did to me. Then he'd have seen. Then he wouldn't have to have killed him.
I used to work for, like you. I used to be like you, Bobby says. Was a young
You were
boy
the-
on a ship of the White Prince.
I think, any young lads growing up in the Dardanelles, you're going to end up, if you got a taste for fighting, taste for blood, you end up serving the White Prince. I mean, I don't know about you, but when I took my vows, I didn't really have any great love for a star. I spit.
I just wanted to be on the sea because life back home sucked. I thought it would be
No.
fun on boats.
Which island were you from? The Outer Rim?
No,
Oh.
I'm from not Half Moon Bay.
Pikes Point?
God, I can't believe I forgot the name of this town. It's the major city. It's Half Something Bay, Half Moon Harbor, Half Harbor Bay.
I've been to Half Moon Bay though in San Francisco, or near San Francisco. It's nice there.
Oh, I can't remember the name of this place.
The main city he's from. Oh,
Yeah, he's from-
I've never been there. I'd have thought it'd be quite exciting though for a young lad.
From this town here, the major population center of the world of the Dardanelles. Halfport
Why-
Bay. Halfport Bay. That's got to be it.
Why did you move to the Rim?
I didn't. I got captured by pirates.
Oh. Yeah, but oh, you were on a ship or something? Makes sense.
Halfport Bay.
They're not all bad though. Help me see the light. I was wasting my life before now. I'm spending all day chasing skirts around the island. The same 5 girls. It's pathetic, really. My life's got meaning now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're digging
I
for
see-
treasure in a wall.
Yeah, I see.
With an
Digging
ogre.
for treasure. Made friends with various and interesting people. I've had new experiences. I catch crabs. Anyway, never
You
mind.
caught crabs.
No,
Was
like
that one of
to
those
eat,
5 girls?
No, I never did get anywhere with those girls stuck up. They weren't even, just they always go for guys on the island. Like Chad, he's such a fucking asshole. Look at this long blonde hair. Like, I don't know who he thinks he is. He can't even fight. I don't even know what Stacy saw in him. God, I hate that bitch. Anyway,
he's
it's better.
such a nice
better
guy.
out here. It's better here with the crabs and the ogres. Anyway, let's. I'm gonna get some sleep, though. We'll go back in the morning.
All right. You can get some sleep. The two of you can go back in the morning. Meet up with the ogre.
Yeah.
The ogre's gonna attempt to use the shield.
To do what?
Pickaxe.
Nah, it's not going to work.
Well, maybe we could get a chisel actually and a hammer. Is that a thing?
Yeah, if you want to spend a year chiseling your way through stone.
We'll find the way in next week.
All right.
I spend the evening trying to sleep. You know, like when you lie awake and you can't get something out of your head. All of the worries of his life as James have come flooding back that he'd sort of like buried. He spends the night thinking about Stacy and Chad and the life on the island and the pettiness of it. But reassures him, tries to reassure himself that his life's better now as a weird hermit.
Yeah. Life's much better out here.
Yeah, it's much better, yeah.
As he says, batting away mosquitoes and pulling off leeches from his leg.
Literally only eating fish jerky and crab for his entire life.
Yep. All right. Brute forcing hasn't worked. There's still the mythical pickaxe that maybe could get you through here with an ogre and you. Maybe you guys could carve your way through this hole in like a week or in a couple days. You could do it. Maybe there's another way, but we'll find out. I think next week, because I think the other two can't make next week, or at least
Potato can't. We can maybe pull Pokemon in as his second character.
Yeah,
if he wants to play.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that'll be us next week, and we'll be done for this week. Do we have any questions? Maybe we should wait for questions
I'll do
for
the
the whole party.
when we're all here.
Yeah, that makes sense. Great. So if you want to ask any questions, all you got to do is subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/tidesofdeath, all one word.
That's it. Yep. And in the meantime, there'll be a Reddit thread on Neil's subreddit about this episode, which you can use to ask questions about this episode or speculate on the future.
And as always, there's various Tides of Death merchandise lying around if you can find it. And anything else, Mr. Mooton?
No, that's it.
Aren't you still doing a special 3-week-long stream, Mr. Mooton?
Yeah, but it might be over today. I'm not sure.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right. So you might be able to catch the very end if you go watch Mr. Mooton right now. Maybe. That'll be it then. We will catch you all next week. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.